work in tech.
Yeah, that's
it is what it is. So guys, I appreciate some of you might not have this.
I just gave them the link and now they're all going to grab it.
Awesome. I'll give you a couple of minutes so that you can get this, because it's important, because we need to follow with it to the training. In the meantime, let me start sharing my screen.
Oh, let me allow you. I have the power.
You've got the power.
Okay, you should be able to try.
Let's see. So first things first, let me go in presentation mode.
Fun fact, Louis and I met in Malta when I was briefly living there before I decided to not live there anymore. And so we met there and we again had tech issues 2 years ago. So they seem to be
still. It's very, very true. So let me go present online.
Add the blueprint. Ooh, it looks great.
So let me know when you start seeing my screen.
Nothing yet. Oh, okay. Yes. Oh, good.
There?
Guys, can you mute yourself now that we're starting? I'm recording, don't worry. And any questions, observations, put them in the chat, okay? Engage.
Let me, for now, put this elsewhere because it's in the way, and move it there. Awesome. So welcome, everyone. Hope you're all as excited as I am to give this presentation, because although doing highly profitable webinars is something I've been doing for 4 or 5 years now, it's the first time I'm actually teaching it to someone live. So please bear with me. I am a bit nervous. So if I do fuck up, well, fuck it. So let's move along. Today's topic is how to predictably generate sales on demand for your business through a highly profitable webinar. And hopefully I do you justice and you learn something today. Whoop, wrong one. So there is one thing I will ask of you though, okay, today. It is very, very important. There's 2 types of people in life. There's the sitter-backers and the action takers, okay? One of them, the sitter-backer, doesn't interact, doesn't engage, has this webinar on the background, but doesn't pay full attention. Is signed up for another 4 or 5 webinars this week and only consumes information but never implements. On the other hand, like the badasses that you are, we have the action takers. These are the people who know that to get results from a training, they need to give their full attention to it, ready to take notes, interact with the training and the presenter, and arrives with the intent to implement what they learn. Hopefully you all have something to write with so that you can take notes as we go along. So I would like you, I'm not sure if I can see the chat, Des, since...
I see it.
You see it? Okay, so I would like you to put in the comment section down below who's a sitter-backer and who's an action taker.
I already decided I'm a sitter-backer. Also, they're loving the word sitter-backer.
They do? Good.
I think you really did yourself injustice there, because the word sitter-backer is a lot cooler than the word
action taker.
So,
maybe I should do action forwarder then, since sitter-backer, action forwarder. Next up. So, I'm not sure if I can actually see. Let's remove this for a second. The chat. Don't go on. Okay, I'm going to try to put the chat here on the side so that as much as possible I can follow with you guys as well. All right, so I'm both, most times action taker. I'm an action taker, but will be on chat as I am afraid to wake up the baby. That's very fair. What if we could be an unsitter-backer to be an action taker? Nice one, Amanda. Okay, I don't, since obviously I came late, mea culpa, I can't spend too much time with the interaction side of things because I want to deliver as much as I possibly can. So here's what we're looking to achieve together on today's training. So why the profitable webinar blueprint, this thing, yeah, will become the most valuable and profitable part of your business. How to use webinars to build a loyal following and a massive email list. Mind you, I'm going to show you a trick how to do it for free. And how to make your product sound irresistible, and how to eliminate buyer confusion and maximize sales. Anyone would be interested in learning any of these?
No.
I'm going. Bye.
They say it sounds irresistible.
Ooh. Thank you, Gina. So this is how it all started. This was me 4 or 5 years ago. I was promoting a product on behalf of a good friend of mine and mentor, Vic, is the guy in the picture. And he told me that one of the best ways that we should go about promoting his product, because it was a high ticket product, it was roughly, this specific webinar was 5,997, this specific one. But now I'm going to show you some screenshots as well about a different webinar that we did together. But he told me, listen, if you are not doing a webinar, you are leaving money on the table. And this is something that kind of clicked for me. I'm like, well, I never really wanted to go on a webinar for the same reason I never wanted to go on the phone and make cold calls. The live interaction, you know, can be a bit scary. So yeah, I had that fear of selling over the phone face to face, and the idea of a webinar completely terrified me. So I wanted to focus mainly on affiliate marketing because I didn't really need to be face to face with someone for affiliate marketing. Someone else has the product, someone else has the sales funnel ready, you know, and I'm just promoting it using my lead magnet and some value I was delivering, but it wasn't live face-to-face. But after Vic spoke to me and he told me how much money he was making up from webinars, I'm like, you know what, fuck it, let's do it. Let's give it a try. Yeah, this is pretty much it. So all I had to do in this webinar was this. I had the list. He was going to do the selling. He had the product. I just introduced him to my list, you know, edify him, make him sound really cool and epic, and then he would take it from there, and he would be selling the whole thing from beginning to end. And to my amazement, we finished up the webinar, checked the sales, and we had sold 41 copies, and we had made just shy out of 2,000. Now, this is not the high-ticket program we mentioned earlier, because we started with something small first. We wanted to test my list, how they would react with something a bit lower value. Lower cost. So when I looked at the stats and I'm like, wow, that's quite good for like a first attempt, you know, like 2,000. So I got hooked. What I decided to do is I wanted to learn everything about webinars. I wanted to know how to sell other people's products. I wanted to sell my own coaching and promote myself as a speaker. So I get booked more speaking gigs. I wanted to become a master presenter. And obviously I wanted to convert more sales for higher ticket because I'm like, okay, 2,000 sounds nice, but you know, in that case, I didn't do much work. But if I'm going to start doing webinars myself, I'm going to like prepare the presentations, I'm going to present it myself, and it's going to roughly be like 90 minutes to 2 hours. I better make more money than just 2,000, you know, than 2K. So I said, I need to become more efficient and more effective at selling high ticket. And obviously I set a goal in my mind that I wanted to outperform all my competition, including my mentor. So this is what I ended up doing. In order to become good, obviously, as you can imagine, you don't become master at something overnight. It took me years. I've been doing it now for 4 to 5 years. And when I want to learn something, I always try to go to the best. I invest. And then obviously from investing, I shortcut the learning curve. So what I've done is I went to a guy, Dave Van Hoos. I'm not sure if anyone of you ever heard of Dave Van Hoos. Des does. At the time, I went for a 1-day consultation, Speaking Empire, and this costed me 12.5K. Then I went to Russell Brunson's Inner Circle Mastermind. That was 25K. If you had to join now, it's 50K. So he's doubled his value, I guess. Then I wanted to learn something. So what did you do this?
No idea.
Scooby. Then I invested 8K on a 2-day workshop with Frank Kern. What Frank Kern did is he incorporated part of email marketing in webinars, like the follow-up sequence before leading to the webinar and after the webinar. That's mainly what I picked up from Frank Kern in that 2-day workshop. Andy Harrington, this was, I think, 2015. I went to his speaking university, public speaking university and public speaking academy. It was a 3-day workshop and then a continuous membership. I learned how to be a good public speaker and how to present. And John Pemberty, one of my greatest friends and mentors from the UK, I paid for a course plus a 3-day mastermind in the UK. That's a total investment of over 50K. Was it worth it, you may ask? Do you think it was worth it, guys?
Meh. I would say that I invested 50K so you don't have to is really killer positioning.
Agreed. And I just saw that chat in the comment, sorry, that comment in the chat. I agree. And the next will prove to you that it was. So I ran my first webinar, like my first solo webinar, not someone else in my webinar presenting. I was the presenter. And this was back in 2014. And for that period, as you can see, it's like only from the 14th of May and the 15th of May. In that period, I made, back then I used to live in the UK, in case you were wondering why my thing is showing in sterling in pounds. But yeah, I managed to make 13.6K. So like just made over 13.5K. And then I did another one. It didn't take me 2 years to do one, don't worry. It's just, this was sort of my next major breakthrough where I really saw a difference in the value and how much I was actually making. So this was my next breakthrough, which happened on August the 9th, 2016. And then I went from a jump of 13.5K to almost 62K. So as you can see, there was quite a difference. But like I said, guys, these things is not something that you learn overnight. It took me a long time to actually master this. And through the learning curve, through investing a lot of money in people and mentors and testing my own thing, that's how I was able to do this. Now, I know to some of you, this might seem like a large number. To some of you, it might not even seem that large. Take in consideration, this was made in a span of less than a week. So let me see your comments quickly. This is literally a subject line of an email sent to my Danish list, which is?
I invested 50K so you don't have to.
Got it. Okay, so we
yeah, we want to know which of the trainings you invested in were the two most valuable ones.
Well, the one that I definitely saw the most valuable one was the most recent in 2017 from John Pemberty, my good friend. I'm not sure if you recall this. I had tried to introduce you as well because he was one of my public speakers for Rise. Amazing guy. He made his first million at the age of 21. Brilliant mind, very down to earth, very friendly. One of the best people you'll ever meet, after Des, of course. But yeah, he has a course called Webinar Conversion Academy. Right now it is closed. He only opens it, I believe, once every 2 years. And it's a high ticket program. It's 5,997. Well, at least the last time he opened it was 5,997. Now it might have gone up. It depends if he plans on launching it again or not. I'm not too sure.
Maliga is asking what your webinars were about. Like, what were you selling?
Yes, so I did webinars for different things. In this specific case, I was promoting my Inner Circle program, where I was coaching affiliate marketing. I was teaching people how to become an affiliate marketer and specifically how to become a super affiliate. because you don't want to be an affiliate marketer. You want to be a business owner that tackles affiliate marketing as a business, which is a completely different story from being and having the mentality of being just another affiliate marketer. But that was, yeah, my own coaching. The specific one that
Yeah,
you're seeing,
hi
the
there.
almost 62K.
Hi. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Fiona.
I don't know who that is, so that I can mute them.
I think it's Fiona.
Yeah, that's fine. I've got a call at 7, so if you're here before that, that's brilliant.
I don't
I've
know.
got a call that I need to do at 7.
There we go. Okay, muted.
The beauty of live action.
I know.
So let's put this a bit down. All right, so, well, so far to date, touch wood, and everything else, I'm yet to put together a webinar that hasn't done at least 6 figures. So, like I mentioned earlier, I've learned from the best, I've tested, I've tweaked and refined the process to engineer widely profitable webinars. And I have boiled it down to 4 phases of the profitable webinar blueprint. And it was upside down. And these are the 4 phases. Obviously, if you have it in front of you, I suggest you have it handy. And now I'm going to share it with you. So, before I start in the details, I just want to open this world of possibility for you. What I'm going to mention here is highly, highly, highly realistic, okay? When I've had issues in the past where, let's face it, we all go through phases in life, okay? We all have dry spells and then really, 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 it's a roller coaster. Sometimes business is slow, sometimes business skyrockets. What I managed to find that with webinars, anytime my family or friends need help, I can support them. If I want to invest in a business, an opportunity comes that I'm like, I really, really want a piece of this action, I can invest in that business. If I want to take my mom somewhere nice for a vacation, maybe go on a cruise or fly off. If I want to take a diet to a spa, I can. If I want to move house or buy a new toy, I can. All I have to do is run a webinar. It's that simple, guys. So let me ask you something. What would it do to your business to be able to command a huge spike in revenue for you, your business, your family, whenever you need it?
Put it in the chat, guys. We believe in manifestation, right?
Yes, absolutely. When you write something, it becomes real. That is why I have gold cards. I write everything down. And so far, everything I write happens. So this is something that I'm giving away to people who join my membership site. Okay. At the back, I write what my goal is. Okay. I write a date, I write a goal, I sign it. And so far, every time I wrote a goal on one of these cards, it has always happened. It doesn't have to be on a card. It can be just write it down on a piece of paper, but it's very, very important. In this case, write it down in the chat. Giving my kid and co-partner a much-deserved holiday. For sure, Darren. Very noble. Family is one of my major whys as well. At this point, a huge revenue spike would get me my own apartment. Freedom of location. Nice one.
House. Hell yeah.
Yeah. A bigger house, so I actually have a bedroom not sanctioned off in my dining room.
A house full of cats for me, please.
By the way, Des, sorry to go sidetrack, but I saw that Ronnie and Lucky are doing well, yeah?
Yes, they're looking for their forever homes. They're healthy, both of them.
I'm happy. We do a lot of work here with sanctuaries in Malta as well, because there's a lot of stray cats, and we do save a lot. I actually, well, my ex-wife, we have 26 dogs. Most of them, roughly 20 of them were saved. One of them has 3 legs, one of them is blind. So a lot of them are old, some have tumors, you know, people wouldn't adopt them. But we're like, yeah, 26, Amanda. We have it because, well, I gave the house to my ex-wife anyway, because she has the dogs and she keeps them now, but that would be a huge boost for my confidence. Take a health holiday in Romania and Serbia. Nice. Actually, I've never been to Serbia, and I'm hearing a lot about Serbia, so I'm definitely interested. We can hire a gardener. So as you can see, having this kind of spike is definitely useful, and you guys can already think of how you could use and make use of this. So one of the biggest problems I have when it comes to trying to persuade people, if you will, in jumping on the webinar bandwagon is the following objections. So webinars are too much work and effort. Webinars won't work for me, my audience, and my price point. You have to have a big name. I don't have any experience. The thought of presenting terrifies me. That was me. The thought of presenting terrifies me. The thought of pitching, selling makes me sick. I struggled with this for the longest time. And I'm late to the webinar party because, as you probably might have noticed, a lot of ads keep popping up, and people have been doing webinars, like their mom, their sister, even their dog has been doing webinars for the last 2 years. But the difference is how we do the webinars, because there's a way and there's a way. There's the right way, there's a bad way. So I must leave. So you have to leave. Becky, make sure to catch the replay.
Yes. Tomorrow.
Damn it, how he's making me want to do a webinar. Absolutely. So, small disclaimer, my results are not typical. Your results will vary from mine. I have to put the disclaimer by law because technically I cannot guarantee anyone results. I don't know what you're going to do with this knowledge. You might just be a sitter backer and not implement anything. You might be an action taker, but life happens and then you sort of stop. So hopefully you'll take on board what I'm going to teach you here. You're going to take shitloads of notes, okay? And you're going to implement. And I can guarantee something. I cannot guarantee results. I cannot guarantee that you're going to get the same results that I have. But what I can guarantee is that it's going to make a difference in your business if you implement this. So, who am I? Who's this ugly Maltese guy? So, my name is Louis Ajus. I've been online now for the past 8-9 years. I've retired in my 30s and got to work from home. Well, home. From anywhere really, but I work mostly from home. I've built all kinds of businesses. I've done consultancy, coaching. I've done workshops. I've had my own agency. I've built apps, as in mobile apps. I speak on stage and do workshops. Let me move this thing again because I can't see. I've built an email list of over 140 active subscribers, which is probably my biggest achievement, to be honest, because it's not an easy feat. And I'm not saying that's to blow my own horn or anything, although I probably should. But what I'm going to teach you, it is so realistically possible to do this within a span of a year or two. Okay, now, why should you listen to me? I've been living and breathing webinars for the last 4 or 5 years, as I mentioned. I'm giving you a foolproof process that anyone can follow, okay? Anyone can follow. And mind you, this is something that I've used not only for webinars, just in case you were wondering, but I've also used this for video sales letters. I use the same framework, and also when I speak on stage. This can be applied for the same thing. Obviously, you'd have to model, not copy verbatim, but it's immensely helpful.
I was hoping to copy paste everything and be done with it.
You can, but I would not recommend it. And anyway, the branding queen does not copy. She creates. So the process works for any business and industry, and this blueprint that I showed you has generated millions. I keep have to sweeping the chat. So who is this training for? If you are not satisfied with the amount of sales and customers you have, if you already have webinars that are the bee's knees, but you just need to know how you can implement them, if you are ready to put in the work and take massive action, and if you know that you have value to offer, but you just don't know how to package and sell it. Now, who is this training not for? I'm looking at this with I think. If you are a sitter backer, like I said, this is not the right training for you. If you are satisfied with the amount of customers you are getting, if you are, kudos to you, because even I'm not at that level yet, and I never will be, because you always want more customers, yeah? And if you're looking for some get-rich-quick deal, that is definitely not something I do. And if you're looking for a webinar gimmick or loophole, I will never teach you something that is immoral, unethical, or illegal. So if I don't do it, I'm not going to teach you. So you still here? Awesome. I want to cater this as much as possible to you guys. So please let me know down below in the chat. What is your business or passion about? And what would you like to implement webinars? What do you think webinars could do for you if you had to implement them for your business? Please let me know down below in the chat. You can find me in the corner with my 3K subscribers.
Matt runs a real estate. He teaches people how to invest in real estate.
I remember Matt's funny videos, very original videos. I told him last time and that he should definitely be on YouTube. Greater reach and less cost to reach people than live events. Awesome. Serve more people, Marva says. Chantal says QuickBooks online training for service-based business owners. Nice. What is your business about, Marva, though? Because I see you want to serve more people and you want to scale your business, but what is your business about? Also, guys, if you don't have a business yet, just type getting started in the chat. Personal branding for new business coaches. Sorry, for new business owners. That was Michelle. Gina, I'm trying to work out how I'd use a webinar. Wow, the chat is going really fast now. Quantum shift money mindset.
Ooh, that would do really well on a webinar, I think, because it's a higher ticket program.
For sure.
Getting started.
I'm trying to work out how I'd use a webinar. I need to hear more about them first. And yeah, in that case, you're one of the getting started one, Gina. Gina. Stasia, I'm an email marketing strategist. Oh, yes, she is, which you already know. I'm moving into Site Digital products. Instead of working my butt off with done for yous, which is fun but exhausting. Absolutely. Expand my reach, Fiona says. Becky Jane says getting started. Help people manage their trauma and see the opportunities in the struggle. Thank you for sharing that, Marva. Please, I apologize beforehand if I'm butchering your names. Okay, not only English is not my first language. Well, it's my second, but my Maltese accent makes it very hard sometimes to say things.
Oh, there are two accents, don't worry.
Good.
Clear.
I'm a visual communication artist, comic artist. I am seeing the need to help people creating better PowerPoint presentations and storyboard, having figured out the target audience yet. Okay, nice, Liga. Love the accent. Thank you, Marva. Appreciate that. We could do with a new wing on the manor house, and it would be nice if peasants club together to pay for this. Matthew Moody, classic banter. Love you, man. Absolutely love it.
We love Matt.
Okay, guys, let's move on then. Now that I have an idea of what you guys have in mind, I can assure you that so far from what you've mentioned, it all fits. So this is what we're going to cover. So it's going to be like 4-part and possibly a bonus as well. Why webinars are not dead and how the profitable webinar blueprint will become the most profitable part of your business. Part 2 will go into how to use webinars to build a loyal following and a massive email list. Part 3, how to make your product sound irresistible. Part 4, how to eliminate buyer confusion and maximize sales. Sounds interesting so far? Say yes in the chat. Gregory the legend. Yes, sir. Is Greg in the house? I haven't seen him. Oh, yeah, he is. Helping businesses grow. Hi, Greg.
Oui, oui.
So, part 1. Why webinars are not dead and how the profitable webinar blueprint will become the most profitable part of your business. So, a lot of people will tell you webinars are dead because, like I mentioned earlier, everyone lately for the last 2 years has been bombarding us with webinars. And what they've been doing in these webinars is just one sleazy pitch after the next, after the next, after the next. Or on the other hand, they over-deliver so much with training. I'm not going to call it value, I'm going to say teaching. Okay, they teach you so much that you just end up with confusion, with overload and overwhelm. Okay, so the reason why, as I've showed you earlier, webinars are still very, very good and they're not dead is as follows. So, webinars outperform and outconvert any other sales strategy, period. It's only second to one thing, which is in-person and face-to-face, and group events, which is also in-person, right? So what is the reason behind this? First of all, because you can get to know, like, and trust a person who's in front of you, know they're a real person, you can feel their energy, you can feel if that person is a phony, you know, or if he's legit. That is why, obviously, in-person and face-to-face are powerful, and that's exactly the same reason why webinars are very powerful. So you might say, what about phone sales or teleseminars? Well, phone sales, like I mentioned, you cannot really see the body language of that person. Don't get me wrong, phone sales are still a very good way. I still use them every now and then when I cannot do a teleseminar, if it's a one-on-one, but preferably I always want to be face-to-face with video. And teleseminars, pretty much teleseminars are the webinars of the past, right? We used to call them teleseminars there. The only difference with teleseminars are they're normally still on a location and with like a camera in front of an audience. Oops, almost dropped that. So let's talk sales pages, because you might ask me like, okay, fair enough, but a sales page, for example, you know, I don't have to be in front of a person, yet you can still make a lot of good money with a very good sales page. You know, there are people who pay thousands to copywriters to build them a really good sales page or a really good sales funnels. But truth be told, even the best ones, you normally have around 1 to 4% conversion rate on a sales page. Now, listen to this. On a good webinar, can you see those figures? Are you blown away yet? On a good webinar, that goes from 1 to 4% to 5 up to 30% of your attendees who stay all the way till the end will actually pay for your product or service. So if that hasn't blown your mind yet, I don't know what will. Okay, so let's give you an example. Let's move this chat again. So let's say you get 1,000 visitors from Facebook, okay? And with a normal sales page that is sold at your product, says your product at $97, you're getting a 2% conversion, okay? So from those 1,000 visitors, you're gonna get $1,940. Not too shabby, right? But on the other hand, if you had to apply the same model and send them to a webinar conversion instead, a webinar page, you are looking at selling around $14,550. So can you see the difference right there? Technically the same model, right? You're sending visitors, the same visitors, just to a different page. Instead of you sending them to a sales page, you're sending them to a webinar, and look at the difference in income, in revenue. So let me read your comments quickly. Haha, webinars are also easier than 5-day challenges to run. Less chisel to set up and time though people don't get to know you as well. So you need to be a very good seller. Indeed. The thing is, obviously, with 5-day challenges, which I love, I've been to almost every 5-day challenge Des has been doing, and I love her challenges. And I've been to other challenges before, but I love her challenges. So I'm not even going to comment on 5-day challenges in general. I'm going to compare this to Des's 5-day challenge. The good thing about 5-day challenge is that you actually have 5 days for people to actually get to know you, okay? Especially how she does it with the de-stress with Des part. Because that's where they actually really get to know, you know what I mean? Because all of those are like 1 hour long. In one webinar, you're doing 90 minutes to 2 hours one time, right? At least one time for that specific audience, for that specific product. So obviously, yes, there's definitely more room to get to know someone in a challenge. But in a sales page, on the other hand, I mean, what, 2 5-minute video? Let's say the longest sales videos that I've seen are 45 minutes, right? They're the really high converting ones and are for specific target audiences, very niche, you know, because otherwise people won't stay for 45-minute long sales presentation. They're not really going to get to know you. They're going to get to know the product and what it does for them, but they're not really going to get to know you. And people who know, like, and trust you will buy you, because they will buy into you before they buy into the product. And then obviously they buy into the product, which makes it a double win. Okay. So Becky says, but it's getting people to stay until the end as the challenge. Not if you follow the blueprint.
Mm.
So, Staja, you have to get them emotionally invested, like get them engaging, commenting. I've seen a lot of people offer a freebie if you stay to the end, but just getting them involved tends to work well. Yeah, I will get into that later, but to give you a summary, the most important thing is this. If you're giving them value and you're giving them those quick wins and breakthrough and aha moments, they're going to stay to the end because they want to see what you have to offer. The only reason they would have to leave is because something happens, life happens, and they literally have to leave. But I can assure you those people will come with a good follow-up sequence to your replay. So if there's an audience where a webinar won't be a good idea, yes, I'll delve into that later, but it's very, very little. Okay, you know what, guys? Write these questions down, and later I'll do like a proper Q&A, because obviously, like I mentioned,
I'll keep track of them.
Thanks, I appreciate it. So next up, why do webinars convert so well, you might ask? Like, okay, I showed you like the difference in results, but why do they convert so well, right? So the entire webinar model is built on providing value. Well, at least it should be, but like I mentioned, the last 2 years, a lot of people were not offering value. They were just selling, or teaching things that you don't need that will blow your mind in a bad way, right? So step 1, tell people about your awesome webinar and let them register. Step 2, wait, I think I might have a missing slide here. Let's, yeah, this is what I mentioned. Okay, I didn't skip a slide, I just swapped the slides. So like I said, I never taught this one before. So like I said, if I fuck up, I do apologize, but fuck it. So the new wave of effective marketing is leading by value. That is something that I think probably most of you know by now, because Des does practice this a lot and does preach this a lot. And if you have a captive audience, they have specifically allocated time for your webinar, okay? So you give them a time and date. They know your webinar is at that on that specific time and date, so they've allocated time. Therefore, you have a more captive audience, as opposed you're browsing on Facebook, for example, you're doing a Facebook Live, right? And you're outside, you have a bad connection, or you were just scrolling through your newsfeed and you see this live, okay, go through it, but then maybe you get a phone call. When you allocate specific time for a webinar, you know you have your audience's undivided attention, okay? So, as someone asked me earlier, but can I sell anything on a webinar? So these are a few things that do not work on a webinar, okay? So if you want to sell a carton of juice, I would not recommend a webinar.
Damn it.
I'm sorry, Des. If you are trying to sell a wooden spoon, I would not recommend a webinar, even if it's a very expensive wooden spoon. Unless it's made from some like ancient teak that is fossilized and costs like, you know, 3K, I would not sell it. Screen wash for your car. I probably would not use a webinar for that. On the other hand, okay, I would use a webinar. I apologize, I need to take a quick sip. I would use a webinar if I was online, offering either a software, a platform, a training program, a membership site. If I'm offering services like, for example, coaching, consulting, agencies, financial planning. If you're a public figure and you want to get more speaking gigs, if you want someone to invest in your company, or if perhaps you're an author and you want to sell a book, or maybe you want to get brand exposure and you want to be featured on Forbes or these big publications, you know? If you have an event coming up, you have a seminar, a summit, if you have your own workshop, webinars are a very, very, very good way, actually a great way to actually sell your products and services. A carton of juice sounds fun. We're doing a joint webinar for my next BBS launch and we'll share the results with you guys. Absolutely. So let's talk about price point. At what price point does it make sense to actually have a webinar in place? So I've seen a lot of people saying that webinars only work for products that are priced 1K, and that is simply not so. I'm going to show you in the next slide, but I've seen people who have had absolutely amazing results for anything starting from $47 up to 12.5K. Okay, my highest, which was my inner circle, that was 25K. That was one-on-one coaching. Okay, that was 25K. I sold through a webinar 25K. However, saying that for anything over 3K, or let's say between 3 and 5K, anything over that range, I personally would not sell it on the webinar per se. What I would do is sell them to an application form, so that you can vet if you're a good fit for each other. I ask them for a deposit, and then from the deposit, I go either on a face-to-face, on a Zoom call, or on a phone call to see if they're a good fit or not, and then that's where I sell them, okay? But as you can see, anywhere from this price range, I had personal experience and know of people who have made sales for these products. And now I'm going to show you even how on a low ticket, such as 47 and 97 bucks, how you can still make a killing from those small numbers, okay? And yes, as you can see, I mentioned that I've done some webinars also for free trials, but obviously the only time I would suggest doing a free trial is if you have a backend funnel, a backend system at the end that's promoting something in the long term. You know, you're playing the long-term game, and you have some either upsell or cross-sell or anything of the sort. If you don't know what an upsell or a cross-sell is if you, for example, sending them to a different product from a different person, okay? And an upsell is if you're selling them something of your own that is of a higher price tag. That's exactly what I used to do from a recurring revenue program, application group sales call. Now I switch to deposit and it works better, for sure. I do both, that's what I do. Deposit, application. you only get the application if you put a deposit. Application deposit, no call. I evaluate application, accept and reject. So Marva says, I'd like to know the blueprint that leads up to actually getting them on the webinar. Oh, you mean a funnel that leads them to there. I'm gonna briefly go into that. But obviously, guys, please appreciate, it took me 4 to 5 years and 50K worth of my own money to learn this stuff. So it's gonna be impossible to teach you everything I know in like 90 minutes, 2 hours, okay? So please do appreciate that. I'm gonna teach as much as I possibly can in this little time, and hopefully you get some breakthroughs, some nuggets, okay?
You mean we're not gonna spend the whole night here with you teaching us everything you know?
I would love to, Des, but seriously, at some point in time, I do plan to shower, go work out, and have a life. So for best results, what I found best from like, testing, I would price the products over 50. There are some exceptions to the rules, of course, and products over 3,000. I consider an application like I mentioned earlier, okay? This is for best results for my own testing. So this is what people normally sell, for these price tags. So, okay, I mentioned the prices, but then you might ask me, okay, but what can I sell for that price tag? So this is what I found as well. 97 normally goes very well for online programs, like for example, online weight loss training programs, since we have people here that are in fitness. Okay, 3,000 per month in accounting services or perhaps financial advisor. I'm not sure if Sam is in the house because I know Sam does that stuff. I remember from the challenge. Also, we have business retreats. Obviously, these are high ticket and you're delivering a much higher value. And normally these are, face-to-face and spread across 3, some 5, even 7 days. Okay. We have free trials for software companies. You probably subscribe to some, perhaps autoresponders. Perhaps you might subscribe to some funnel builders in the past, or anything of the sort, where you notice they will give you a 14-day free trial, and then from there you go on a paid subscription on a monthly basis. Okay, so this is where I mentioned you need to have a backend in place, right? This is where it makes sense to offer a free trial, because then you're taking them to like a membership, a recurring membership. $20 books. For example, I have a book coming out very soon where I've contributed. It's soon to be an Amazon bestseller. And I can assure you, I'll be jumping on some webinars to do it, because then I have something on the back end of that, which I'm planning to do the membership site that I'm building thanks to Dev's Recurring Revenue 5.0. Okay, I'm implementing what I've learned from this. I'm building my membership site, and I'm gonna give this book, okay, as a low entry point, as a tripwire, we call it. And then the backend will take them to the next membership recurring revenue, okay? So I'm giving you some ideas here, some food for thought how you can actually implement this in your own business. Same thing, membership, 47 per month. You can have your own training programs. You might have a course that you're launching at 997, okay? Live events. Now, live events, for example, I implemented this in my live event, but I did them different tiers. So although, for example, you might have a live event that the low tier is $200, then you might have a higher tier, like a VIP, that can be $497. And then you can have a higher ticket, like an exclusive, like a super VIP, whatever you want to call it, diamond, whatever. I'll let you come up with your own imaginative, creative names. And that can be like, for example, 1,400, and you offer them some special perks, like behind the stage, you get to meet the speakers and stuff like that, and access to your membership site and stuff like that. Okay, anyway, the list goes on, but I'm sure you're getting the drift. The options are pretty much limitless. It's all based on your creativity and imagination. Yeah, quarantine is all about how long you can go without showering. Nice one, Michelle. Well, luckily we're not in quarantine anymore here in Malta. We've been out of quarantine in a while. Showing is overrated.
Louis, do you run ads or do you just use your list when you're doing webinars? Because you have a pretty big list.
Both.
Well,
The
okay.
thing is, I don't stop. If with the list you have, eventually that list, something's going to happen to that list, you know? Could be anything. I mean, sorry, especially if any of you are in my list, but a car might hit them. You know, they might die tomorrow. You know, a whole country might be banned from using the internet. You know what I mean? And you never know. You always, like any business, okay, you need new customers, you need new blood. What I teach though is, although you need to get new blood, it's also important not to neglect your existing one, because retention is as important as getting new business, okay? They go hand in hand. And Des does teach this also in her recurring revenue program for sure, but I'm sure she teaches them in her other programs as well. I aim to have my book out by September on holistic economy. Nice, Agar. The point is, I don't stop, Louis.
You're being quoted now.
So, top tip, how to get paid before you even create a product. How many would like to know how to make money before you even have something in place? If you do, please say yes in the comment section down below, because I'm not gonna move on until you do. So we have yes from Gina, we have duh from Stasia, no brainer from Becky, yes bitch from Des. But I love saying this is love, because apparently it turns her on when a foreigner says this is love.
It sounds infinitely better.
Thank you. So I'm gonna say it. So you give us the goodies. Yes, please send my money before I create a product. Awesome. Your wish is my command. So first things first. Okay, I'm gonna move the chat for now because it's covering my lovely slides. So decide what product you would like to create. I mean, simple enough, right? Then you normally pick a name and get a logo created. Then step 3 normally would be divide what you would like to teach into 5 to 6 modules or steps. Step 4 in creating your own product would be normally deciding on a price point. Yeah. Step 5 would be how to build your webinar and sell your product as a live 5-6 week process. This is the hint, guys, if you haven't noticed. You can build your course as a 5-6 step module and sell your product as a live 5-6 week process, but sell it before you actually create it. Okay? So once you run your webinar, you only build your product when you actually have paying customers. Why am I teaching you this? First, if you have people who are actually interested in your product, you get a nice capital injection before you actually go in expense. 1. 2, you're testing your audience, you're checking if there is an actual market proposition for your audience. Do people want what you have to offer? Maybe they don't. And if they don't, you just build your course for nothing, for absolutely no reason. You just probably wasted 2 months of your life building this product and no one is going to buy it. Okay? So this will also give you the opportunity, like, okay, maybe either my offer is not right and I need to tweak my offer to make it more irresistible, okay? Or maybe I'm targeting the wrong audience. So what I would recommend is, before doing any changes to the offer, what I would suggest is first try to change your audience, okay? Always keep what your ideal client avatar is. Now, here I know most of you guys are either in BBS or we're in recurring revenue 5.0 or are in recurring revenue 6.0. Am I correct, Des?
Yep.
So you guys are already very, or will be soon very familiar with how to find your ideal client avatar. So I'm not going to go into detail on that, okay? But keeping in mind who your ideal client avatar is, okay, maybe what you're doing is you're targeting the wrong audience for your offer. And first, I would suggest changing your audience, trying a different audience. If that doesn't work, most likely you need to change something within your offer. It could be even something as simple as a headline in your landing page, guys. Not just your bundle. But you can gauge that from two different ways, okay? If you see people are not registering for your webinar, then you know something is wrong with your landing page.
Now, where's that coming from?
I have no idea.
Okay, I think it's stopped.
But if what you're getting is people are not buying your product, then you know it's probably something within your offer and how you're stacking it. Okay, guys? So that's something to keep in mind. So once you have an audience, okay, and once you know it is, you have the right offer, then we move to part 2. Okay, so actually I gave a bit of a spoiler there, but anyways. Like I said, this is the first time I'm doing this presentation. So please bear with me. And if you don't want, you can fuck off and leave. So part 2, how to use webinar to build a loyal following and a massive email list. Now, I'm sure everyone would like to have a loyal following and a massive email list, yes? Now, before you do yes in the comment section below, let me make it simpler for you. How many of you would like to make this for free? Now say yes. So we have Gina saying yes. We have Marva saying yes. Gregory is saying sí. In Spanish or Italian, Gregory? Sí, senor. Okay, well, she said it in Spanish, fair enough. Fiona says yes. Becky says yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Ambos.
Yes, you should say da, but in Bulgarian. And we have Russians in the house now as well, so someone should say da in Russian. Rastaza, who said da? Da. Oui, monsieur. Okay. Merci, Michelle. We shall proceed.
Конечно.
Ти, но след се престрояваш където не трябва.
Well, Daniel can say we as well, because he's in Paris now. Right now, he must be in Paris.
I'm not sure if he's there now, but he was just speaking Bulgarian before being muted, so I'm thinking he's in Bulgaria.
He did put da though in the chat, so I think he's there. So guys, this is a screenshot from my own email responder. Okay, as you can see, this is currently the size of my email list. Now, I beg you, what I'm going to say is super, super important because it can drastically change your business and your life, okay? As we know, having a huge following is important. Why? It's important because it is estimated that each person in your email list is equivalent to $1. Okay? So if I had to send an email to every one of these subscribers, I know that at least that is the amount I will be making from that webinar if all of them had to attend. At least, okay? Because that is how I can predict my income. I know that every single one of those 156,340 subscribers to me equals $1 at least, okay? And that is in revenue, not as in people, okay? Because for me, they're more than just a wallet. They're more than just a credit card. That's why I have built a list that size, because I deliver value and I provide results, okay? So I'm gonna teach you how you can make a list with using just 4 web pages, okay? Just 4 web pages. And I kid you not, you can build $1 million webinar from applying what I'm going to teach you. Okay? Should I move on?
Hells yeah.
I'm gonna put this at the top because of the bloody chat. Yes, Lewis, I think he's talking minimum. Yes, it is minimum. Some people even get it up to $4 and more. For sure. For sure. Oh, that's why they said, I think he's talking minimum. Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So, and guys, if you want to learn email marketing, Staja is definitely the person to go to. So, who here has heard of a lead magnet? Not many people, I guess, right? You probably never seen one of these before in your life. Me, yep. I'm all ears, let's go. Wah!
Your blueprint is kind of a lead magnet, no?
Say again?
Your blueprint is a lead magnet?
Indeed. This is indeed a lead magnet. However, let me tell you something. This, I started using it as a lead magnet now, okay? And I did it for Dez's audience. Because this is something I normally offer as a bonus, not as a lead magnet, in my stack when I sell my inner circle. So traditionally, to build an audience, an email list, and an email list, you have to spend weeks or months creating a free gift to give away in exchange for their details. Normally, this can be an email address. Traditionally, you have name, at least first name. I normally recommend full name, email address. And what I also recommend, but I suggest split testing this, also phone number. I will tell you why. Phone number, if you will be doing webinars, is very powerful for sending SMS reminders. And SMS reminders are the only thing I personally know of that have a higher opt-in rate than messenger bots.
Wow.
And messenger bots have a 90% opt-in rate. Okay?
That's crazy.
Yeah. SMS is the only thing I know. And I've tested both and I use both. I use them both.
And doesn't it decrease the conversion rate?
That's why I said split test. It depends on the audience, this. So I have 2 landing pages, one with just the email, well, full name and the email, and one with the email and the phone number. And then I see which one converts the best with that specific audience. But at some point later on in the funnel, even maybe through a messenger bot, I will ask them for their phone number. Okay? So does that make sense so far?
Yep.
Awesome. I used to think it was something that stuck on a fridge. A lead magnet. Nice one. So, why I love webinars so much? If for you it is a challenge to come up with something like this, like an infographic, if it's something that is too challenging for you to give out an ebook, okay, like to create an ebook or whatnot, or to do a 4-video training course, or to actually prepare a mini course, we call it, right? What you can do is just have a webinar. That's your lead magnet. A webinar has a much higher perceived value as a lead magnet as an ebook, because most people are not even going to read that ebook. You know how many people download your ebook from a lead magnet and never actually read it? Or maybe just read the first couple of pages and then never read it again, which is unfortunate, you know? Unless it's like a brand audit from Des or the playbook, you know? I actually get those. So this just alone is going to increase your conversion rates. And it actually saves you from having to prepare a lead magnet beforehand. Okay, next. Exactly. You've just saved yourself weeks of work. Thank you. You can say thank you in the chat box. XOXO. SMS is incredibly effective. Our company sends out more than 100 million a month for customers and growing. Absolutely, Greg. You're speaking in my language, man. Okay, thank you. Greg, remind me, you're based in California, right? If I remember well. Or Florida, I forgot.
Gregory comes from Colorado, but he's based in Guatemala.
Colorado. Oh, wow, Guatemala. Wow,
Yep.
that's
Built a freaking hospital there.
impressive, man.
Not even kidding.
This is actually one of my whys. I want to build a couple of things. I want to build a well. I want to build a martial arts school that allows free, mainly kids who are being bullied and don't afford martial arts lessons, because I've been doing martial arts for the last 18 years of my life, and it's a big passion of mine, and I would like to teach kids, but I need to figure it out still. It's one of my big whys. So man, building a hospital, that's super impressive. Respect. We're stuck in Guatemala, airport and borders closed. Thank you, COVID, I guess. Anyways, moving on. So as you can see, these are some stats from split testing. A typical capture page, okay, that offers some lead magnet. In this case, for example, sorry guys, I'm losing my voice. So a typical capture page normally have a 20% opt-in rate. Really, really good ones. I've had some opt-in pages that are like up to 67%, with like something like this, something that is not too hard to consume, something that's quick and easy, something that's tangible, that people can print and keep next to them, with those kind of things, that I see up to like 67% opt-in rate. But normally that's like very, very rare and not very hard to get. Staj, actually, can you please share your opt-in rates? Because you have also built a considerable engaged audience. So I'm curious to see your opt-in rates when it comes to capture pages. But using a webinar capture page, as you can see, just by doing that, same audience, same people, okay? Just doubled, just because it's a webinar, okay? Even the actual headline, it wasn't anything special. Just because it's a webinar, it has increased by almost double. I want to build the best animal shelter in Eastern Europe. Nice, this. So, just to show you, I'm not speaking numbers just from my ass. This is an actual split test I did. This is out of almost 3K, okay? This was sent to almost 3K. And as you can see, the opt-in rate was of 82.56%, okay, to a webinar landing page. These are opt-ins. So this is the total amount I send them to, and this is how many of these 3,000 people have actually opted in case these numbers are not clear. Sasha says, I actually haven't checked, but I think they are pretty high, at it's from organic warm audience. And then mind blown face. So, want to know an easy way to double and even triple your sales? Yes? You know the drill by now, guys and girls. Yes, mind blower face with your stats. Thank you. I'm happy you don't want to blow my face. That's good. I'm happy with that. Yeah, man. Marva. Liga says yes as well. Awesome. I just want to make sure this is making sense, guys. And, you know, mine are not 80%. Let me check though. Yep, says Matthew. Awesome. So, if you double or triple your opt-in rate, by de facto, you also double and tripling your sales. Make sense? I mean, if you have more people attending the webinar, more people are likely to buy what you have to offer. So that's the trick. No rocket science here, okay? Your opt-in page is the low-hanging fruit to more profits. So the more people you can get them to opt in, the more people are likely to buy. And therefore, you should use the most effective means for people to opt in, which is a webinar lead magnet page, okay? Makes sense, Marva says, awesome. This is why when people say quantity doesn't matter, they don't know how business works. Here, like no shit. Seriously, people, like, what are you thinking? Yeah, try to run a business with one person, okay? Run a business with one customer, and let's see how that works. There seems to be going some cam girl moves in the background. Sounds should increase opt-in, I guess. All right, but wait, it gets even better. So, because webinar capture pages and webinar presentations convert much higher than regular sales processes, it is very difficult not to be profitable on paid traffic. So Des before asked me, listen, you have a big list. So do you always send your webinars to your list? Yes, because I have a big list, but I also send it to cold traffic also. Obviously, I segment which offer I send to cold traffic, which offer I send to my existing list, and which applies to both, okay? But what I'm going to show you now is how you can actually start affording to leverage paid traffic and sending them to a webinar. Does that sound interesting or what? But seriously, this is very good training here from Lewis. Thanks, Greg. I really appreciate it, man. Awesome. So next up, lol, just at a minute meal. All right, so most people, whether they admit it or not, struggle to make paid advertising work. If not, it's not that Facebook work, you know, it's not that Facebook ads, Google ads, or YouTube ads don't work. It's that they don't manage to make the numbers profitable enough to keep them going. So how many of you relate here? How many of you, please answer me honestly and don't be shy or embarrassed about this. How many of you have tried using Facebook, Google, YouTube ads, LinkedIn ads, Pinterest ads, whatever ads or paid advertising there is on the planet, okay? But you didn't manage to make it work for you and you ended up spending way more, possibly even going broke without getting a return on investment. If you have, you're not alone. I was like that for the longest period of time, and I'm telling you, I wasted so much money, it's not even funny, okay? So if that is you, please feel free to comment below, okay? Because I want to fix that for you right now. I spent over 20K trying to make ads work. Finally nailed, lol. Most ad experts are shit. Me, says Marva, I've been doing ads for clients and it's tough to get good margins. There are gazillions of strategies for how to do it right. Yes, and unfortunately, there's so many that can get overwhelming, and it will take time until you figure out which one works for you as well, you know? Yep, we've all been there. Yes. Me, but I didn't spend much. I will never run my own Facebook ads again. Amanda, never say never, Amanda. Never say never. So, let's break some realistic numbers here, okay? Let's say you get 5,000 visitors from Facebook and they've costed you roughly $5,000 to get, okay? You managed to get 1,000 visitors from using $500. Now, let's say you get a 20% opt-in rate on a normal lead magnet page, okay? you just got 200 leads. Yeah? You just got 200 leads. Now, out of those 200 leads, let's say 2% convert to your sales page or sales funnel, okay? Now, let's say those sales are worth $97 each, okay? You got 4 sales at $97. That is equal to $388. Doesn't sound like much, does it? Now, you just spent $500 in ads and you made $388 in sales. Now, okay, you might tell me, yes, but I always have those 200 leads, you know, that in return, in the long term might be customers. And I will tell you, yes, absolutely, you're right. But now, right about now, you went in negative. And you went in negative by $112, which is not a little, okay? So let's take it to the next level, shall we? I want to save you money. No, I want to make you money. Let's say if we use the same 1,000 visitors, we spend the same amount of money to get that cost, sorry, to get those visitors, okay, 500. But this time, because we send them to a webinar opt-in page, we got more leads. We got a 40% opt-in rate instead of 20%. We just doubled the opt-in rate, and we just got 400 leads. We doubled the leads. This is no joke, okay? Now, because also webinars convert higher when it comes to sales, instead of getting 4 sales, we got 18 sales for the same $97 product, okay? I'm not cheating here. I'm not putting a higher ticket item. For the same $97 product, because we had a 30% show up, okay? 120 people out of those 400 people showed up to the webinar and stayed till the end, okay? We made a 15% conversion sale. We just made 15 times $97. That is $1,746. Can you see the difference here? Just by using webinars, and why I've told you earlier why webinars will be the most valuable asset in your business. We just increased the original negative 112 into a profit of $1,246. Yes, Des. I'm seeing you waving.
I was saying goodbye to Marva.
Good night, Marva. Hope you get to watch the replay because I don't want you to miss on this. Yeah, she said I'll catch the replay. So Staza says, but 48.25%, but it's super warm audience. With ads, it would be much lower. Okay, so this is your own list and warm audience. Okay, I understand. Guys, for those of you who don't understand what warm audience means, is someone who's already accustomed to you. Okay, we have cold audience or cold traffic, people who don't know you at all, and they're getting to know you sort of. Warm audience is someone who already knows you. And then we have hot audience. These are people who bought from you in the past. Just in case you don't understand what Stasia is saying here with warm audience, super warm audience. Yay to 1.2 for $6. Absolutely. I mean, who wouldn't say yes to that, right? Okay, moving on. Next. So, have I blown your mind yet? Mind blown. So, this is literally, okay, like we're being paid to build a list. You get this? Why I told you can build a massive list for free. I wasn't kidding. This is literally how you do it. Not only are you building a massive list for free, but you're also getting paid for it, okay? We're over 1K in profit and we're building an email list at the same time. I mean, if this isn't a no-brainer yet, I don't know what is. So, I know you're saying, nah, it can't be. But wait, it gets better. So let me show you how you can scale this, okay, and implement this in your business. So we ran a webinar once, yes? When we ran the webinar once, we made this much profit, okay? Well, not profit, sales. 2492, yes? Because earlier we said, let me see if I can go back. Yeah, earlier we said, there, 1246, yes? That is the profit, 1246. Now, we're gonna double it, 1246, okay? By reinvesting the profit. So this is called the power of compounding. I spent 500, I made 1246, okay? Now I get 1,000 that I got from this, and I'm gonna reinvest it in Facebook ads, okay? Now, this is just an example of Facebook ads. This could be any kind of traffic source, okay? This is just an example. I use Facebook, I use YouTube. Those are the main ones I use. I've played with LinkedIn, so I cannot speak on behalf of LinkedIn, but it should work the same when even on LinkedIn, okay? I know we have people in BBS who have done really good with LinkedIn and Pinterest. Des can definitely, recommend them, and I believe even Des's agency themselves run these. So speak to Des about that. But I can speak from Google ads, YouTube ads, and Facebook ads and Instagram ads. I can speak freely and confidently on those. So let's say we invest 1,000 from the profit we made back into ads, and then send it to the same webinar funnel again. And this time we double the income, yes? We just double. This is simple math. We're just assuming we're doubling the income. Now I've made 2492. Out of those 2492, I'm doing the same thing again. I'm getting 2,000. I'm reinvesting in ads. This time, the 2492 has changed to 4984. Okay, are you getting the picture here, guys? Do you understand what I'm doing? I'm just repeating the cycle, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. The money I'm making, I'm reinvesting a portion of, okay, to make more money. This is called the power of compounding. You're not actually forking out ad spend from your own wallet. This is for money you made running the webinar. You are scaling your business for free, guys. So, do the same percentages work out with a 297 product? Yes. The thing you will notice with webinar is, believe it or not, I know, you're probably not going to believe this, but the higher the ticket, the higher the conversion. I know it sounds insane, but I've seen this myself, and I've seen this with clients of mine, and I've seen this with other affiliates who do webinars right. Okay, let's specify who do webinars right. The higher the thing, not only, these are actually quite conservative. These prices that you're seeing here are quite conservative because I don't want to overshoot here. I want to keep my estimates conservative. Apologies, guys, because I've been talking for I don't know how long. I have no idea how long we've been talking for, and I need to take a sip.
1 hour and a half, I think.
Yeah, I think we'll probably stretch to 3 hours. We'll see. So is positioning the same whether it be to Facebook or LinkedIn? No, because you're probably looking at a different audience. People who are on Facebook are people who are seeking instant gratification, and they're filling, their time by just scrolling through, right? Although you can target your ideal audience on Facebook, which is that we'll talk about perhaps some other time, maybe some other training I can do for this, which is retargeting, but that's a completely different story, okay? But if you're just targeting the audience directly on Facebook and on LinkedIn, know that the mindset of the audience there is different. LinkedIn is more of a professional outlook, people who are either looking for a job or posting a job or want to make an article that in somewhat shape or form relates to business. Facebook is more personal, I guess, you know, although it is used for business and you will find your business audience also on Facebook, it's not the primary reason why they are on Facebook, just to make a distinction. So that I hope that answered your question. Who was that question? Sagar. I hope that has answered your question. And once again, apologies if I'm butchering any of your names, but I'm sure that it's still worth it. Pinterest works for almost any type of business, as the audience is largely women who make six figures. We are running Pinterest ads now. Awesome. And you know what, guys? Something I'm going to add to what Des said here. Pinterest, people who are on Pinterest are buyers. They are buyers. They are absolute buyers. So unlike people who, for example, you know, you see at one point in time, the craze was about Snapchat. Then nowadays, the craze is TikTok. You know, yes, you can build a huge list and a huge following, but realize this. Most people who are on these platforms, they're not buyers. They're just passing the time. Okay? Or they want something for free.
Yeah, TikTok is amazing for traffic, but most people don't really sell on TikTok unless it's like products that they've hired influencers to promote.
Exactly. So it's good to build a list, but I would not recommend it to like sell stuff on, because people on TikTok are not exactly buyers. So, guys, if this makes sense, say it makes sense, and I'm going to move to the next slide. So Gregory says, so profit should be nuts with the 297 products. If I guess ads are effective, that seems to be most occupied. Yeah, so it's also, ads is the traffic generation part, right? It's the list building part. So your ad needs to target the right audience. And your copy, there needs to be what we call message to market match. Your message in the copy, in the ad, whether it's the headline or the description of the ad, of the copy, that needs to entice people to click and to join into the webinar. Then the lead magnet of the webinar, so let me explain it to you a bit visually. Can you see my mouse move like this?
Yes.
Awesome. So here, this is your ad, okay? So your ad copy here, your headline for the ad, the image, video, whatever you're using, and the text, that the sub-headline or description here, needs, its main objective is to drive them to here. So their main objective is to click, but also to pre-frame them why they should click here, okay? This main objective here is to make them register to the webinar. This, where did my mouse go? This main purpose is to make them register to your webinar, okay? And obviously then this is your webinar and where you're making the sales, okay? So I hope that made sense, Greg. But yes, listen, every part of this, I'm gonna be blunt with you, okay? Like I said, it took me years to, and lots of money for me to understand how to do this. So this and this take time to master. But they can be outsourced. I'm going to be clear as well. It would be good. One thing I'm going to say about outsourcing, because I've learned this the hard way and I don't want you to make the same mistakes I've done. Don't outsource anything you don't understand. You don't need to be an expert in Facebook ads or how to build lead pages, okay? But you need to have a good understanding of how they work to make sure they don't fuck you around. Because you'll find a lot of agencies Oh, yeah, sure, we can do that. And you giving them a lot of money, shitloads of money. And then before you know it, you're getting broke without getting any results. Okay?
I can vouch for that.
We've all been there.
And it doesn't mean run them yourself either. Like you can. I personally am not going to. But now that I understand what he's doing, it's so much better for me because now I would know if I'm being scammed.
Yes.
That's the most important thing.
This is what made me build my own agency. Wasting so much money and not having something I could actually endorse or recommend to my clients, that I decided I'm going to build my own agency. Now, I don't own that agency anymore. I own shares in it and I sold it, but I still recommend it. And if there's other agencies I can recommend, it's Desi's, because I know her agency does wonders, So this is why I'm telling you, you don't have to master these, but understand at face value what I'm teaching you here, because it will drastically change your business forever if you implement. Hashtag disclaimer. If you don't have the Pixel installed, you're throwing my way. Even if you have the Pixel is just tracking. Pixel is just tracking. If you don't know how to actually read the data, Pixel is not doing much. You need to know how to read the data, and you need to see how you're going to change the ad to make it work for the people. You need to have retargeting in place, so you're saving money on the ad costs. So when before you used to spend $1 for that lead, now you're spending 10 cents or 10 pence or whatever currency you have. Because now you've already acquired that lead, and with retargeting, it's costing you much less to show your message to that lead. So there's a lot of cogs, in place. But anyways, enough of this. I need to move on, otherwise I won't be ready before tomorrow morning. I hope that's okay, guys. Is there something you want to share with us, Sagar? Or
I think when you rejoin the call, you're automatically unmuted, sadly. So
yes.
I go and mute people manually.
Now, I know you're not going to believe me, guys. I know you're not going to believe me. But guess what? It gets even better still. So, another reason why I like the webinar model so much is because it's simple. Now, you're like, but it sounds complex. What you've shown us is a bit complex. But trust me, you can build a multi-million-dollar business with just 4 pages. I just hinted that earlier on, and now I'm actually going to show you how. So, how many of you guys have seen funnels like this? So let's start with the basic thing first. Anyone knows what a sales funnel is?
I should hope so.
If no, it's fine. You can say no. Don't worry. I'm not gonna.
24/7 in BBS.
True. Yes. So guy says so. Wise mate. Lol, Gina. What did Gina say? I missed it.
You were asking if people are gonna believe you, and Gina is like, "I'll believe you, whatever. I believe you."
I do now. Obviously, I know Stazar knows. Matthew knows. Yes, I believe. Okay, so most of you, from what I can see, actually, I haven't seen anyone saying no. So I'm going to assume all of you who are still in this call know what a sales funnel is. Now, this is what we call bullshit. Now, so many marketers have lied to you in the past, telling you that you need all of this to make a lot of money online, okay? No. I can tell you this from experience because I've tried this. And yes, I did make money with this, but it was so complex. It was so hard for me to track where everything is, what is working, what is not working. And like, if this is actually tracking, if this is firing, if this pixel is firing here, if I'm actually making more sales on the one-time offers, if I'm doing more sales from the upsells, if I'm working more sales from the downsells. Guys, honestly, I was losing track and I was going bonkers and I was seriously about to throw the towel, honestly. So just to give you a very quick review of what this means, but please don't ever implement this. So your traffic goes to your lead magnet, whatever that lead magnet is. Then it goes to a thank you page, which goes to a sales page. But it doesn't just go to a sales page, no. It also goes to a, what we call it, don't forget. I'll go into that later. So sales page then goes to a checkout page if obviously they purchase. If they don't purchase, that goes to an exit pop-up, we call it, yeah? Which takes you to another lead magnet, which in case you think this didn't make sense for them, you'll say, well, maybe this will make sense to them. So they opt in here and it goes to a different thank you page. It goes to a different sales page, which tries to sell them something, which takes them to this, a one-time offer, which if they don't buy, or if they buy, sorry, I should say, if they buy from here, it goes to another one-time offer, and which is an upsell. And if this works, it goes to another upsell, which is another one-time offer. Now, if they don't buy this one-time offer, it goes to a discount, right? Which is what we call a downsell. If they didn't buy for this one-time offer, this upsell, it goes to a downsell, another discount. If they didn't purchase this one, guys, you get the drift. I'm getting exhausted just saying it. Seriously, I'm actually exhausted just going through it. So, any of you interested at all in implementing this?
Fuck no.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm not. I've done it and I'm never going to do it again. Never. And let me tell you why. I'm never going to do it again because learn from my mistakes and keep it simple. Okay? 4 pages is all you need to build $1 million webinar. 4, not more. Okay? You have your traffic. You send them to your webinar registration page, okay, which is your lead page. You send them to a webinar confirmation page, which is your thank you page. And then you send them to the actual webinar. Guys, if I may, I'm just going to take another sip. Now, your webinar, you're going to sell something, which takes them to a checkout page, okay? And then there will be a replay page. Like for all of you who obviously are gonna miss this, you're gonna see the replay, okay? Now, the 4 pages, if you haven't figured them out, okay, are 1, the webinar registration page, 2, the webinar confirmation page, 3, the checkout page, and 4, the replay page. Those are your pages. Okay? So you're making money here, and you're making money here. Okay? Checkout and replay pages. And guess what? The audience are going to love you for this process because it's so simple for them as a consumer to follow. They don't have all these different things popping up and like, oh my God, this pop-up, exit pop-up came up and I can't click out of it. What the hell? I can't do anything now. Where do I need to go? And then you have like this one-time offer and you click out of it because you're not interested and you get this downsell and you're like, when is this ever going to end? Where is this guy going to stop selling me? You know, simple, concise, effective. Okay? Your audience are actually going to love you for this process. Does this make sense? If yes, please do say yes in the chat below. Gives me time to drink a bit. Becky says, well, since we have more than one Becky, I'm going to say Becky Jane. I'd get so pissed off with that. It screams try hard and desperate. Absolutely. Gina, so your lead magnet is your webinar. No, the lead magnet, well, let me explain. The lead magnet, as in what you're giving for free, is your webinar, but your lead magnet page, where you're giving away the lead magnet, is the registration page to your webinar. Does that make sense, Gina? That says this is the sales funnel. I lost 12K with. I don't even want to know how much I've lost. There's honestly, I haven't kept track, but probably I lost more than 60K on this.
It's exactly like Stasia says. Agencies do this to make it seem like their shit is so complicated you can never do it yourself, and then it doesn't.
Exactly. Simple is the best starting point. Only let it get more complicated if it actually needs to, Amanda. Absolutely. And luckily, it doesn't need. This is tried and trusted. I've done it for years. My clients have been doing it with my inner circle. Like I said, it's the first time I'm teaching it live in like a, sorry, in this kind of setting. But I normally do this like one-on-one with clients. Haha, I was about to screenshot. Go ahead if you want to, feel free to screenshot. You want me to remove something? I don't mind. Wait, you want the, oh, you mean the big one?
Yes.
What I call the motherfuckers of BS? Yeah, no, here you go. There you go. You can screenshot it now if you want.
Ridiculous.
I apologize for the scribble, but I don't know how to remove that one. Because it's the joke. But it's not really covering anything, so... All right, tell me when you're done from the screenshot so I can move on.
They're probably done.
Guys, honestly, aren't I the nicest of guys? So, I showed you this, and now let's start talking of not just the 4 pages, but the 4 phases. So here I'm showing you, Gina, you asked me before, so you wanted to know how to get people to the webinar, okay? This is the overview of how to get people to the webinar. But like I said, I can't really go in depth of how to get people in because this is not a lead generation course, it's a webinar training, okay? Now I'm gonna show you the 4 phases, okay? The 4 phases of how to create, of how to engineer a webinar, okay? Stasia says, I love the scribble. Looks like a 3-year-old was passing by. Sorry. Actually snorted, I never snorted. This one was forced, but the first one wasn't. If your slides are in PowerPoint, you should have marking options if you hover over the lower left corner screen. Oh, I forgot Amanda is actually the PowerPoint genius. She mentioned that as part of her business before. Thanks, Amanda. I appreciate it. I'll definitely try it next time around. I'll do a practice run and then. Guys, it's very hot here in Malta. It's currently, let me tell you. Weather. Come on, those for me. Well, no, it's not too bad. It's like 28 degrees. I'm not sure if you can see. It's 28 degrees, but this morning it was 36. So.
I hate you.
And for you guys who have Fahrenheit, I have no idea how much that is. I know there's a way to switch in Fahrenheit, but I'm not going to waste my time with that. All right, so these are the 4 phases. Okay, and what I want to do is actually teach you the framework for a webinar that has a big impact on your audience, provides huge value, and converts like crazy. If that doesn't sound like a win-win, I don't know what does. And I really, really hope this is going to be of great value to you guys. And that if you implement it, it's going to be of great value to your audience also. Yeah, Saja says it's 14 degrees and raining and the borders are closed. I don't want to be you right now. Sorry. I hope it gets better though. Shit here near York. Okay, so we're talking Northern England. York, right? Not Yorkshire.
Yorkshire, Yorkshire.
Oh, Becky Jane, okay. I agree, the scribble adds some extra personality. Well, it's good that we're going to have it in the replay though. Oh, wait. So let's go phase one. Guys, by now you should have this somewhere, right? So even if you can't follow through here, what I've done is I've done at least the goals here. But every phase, as you can see here, you're going to have what's part of that phase and then the goals here in the end, okay? What you're seeing here is just the goal, the phase, and how long you should spend on each phase, okay? But you have this, and then you can go through this. I don't have time to go to every single step, unfortunately, guys. I really would love to. Maybe I can do a different training some other time. We'll talk about this maybe with Des, we'll see. But for this, probably is gonna have to be a paid one. Because as you can appreciate, I'm really putting my heart out with this training as much as I can. I'm doing it for free because Des is amazing and I love you guys. I spoke to most of you guys, so I really wanna deliver the goods. I know you've already invested in BBS and I know you've already invested in a recurring revenue program. So I'm not here today to break your bank. I'm here to deliver value. And I am here to make sure that if you implement this, you'll be able to launch your membership site. In addition to if you want a 5-day challenge, you can implement both. You can have a 5-day challenge, and then from the 5-day challenge, if you want, also take them to a webinar where you provide a training. You could implement both or either or, whichever you prefer, okay? But anyways, hope you appreciate this. I'm gonna go through these and hopefully make sense. Now, when I go through these, I want you to also read them between the lines, okay? Why am I saying this? Although in this specific webinar, I'm not going through every single phase here, at least not, I'm going to every phase, but I'm not going to every single step I put here. Read them between the lines and figure out what I'm using in this specific training from this. Understood? Say yes if that makes sense. In the meantime, Amanda says 87 Fahrenheit here. 30 degrees, and it was supposed to be 106 this week. Liga, what do you mean? I flew out of the K recently, okay? Lewis, you're amazing, thank you. Thank you very much, I appreciate that, Liga. Yep. I just want to make sure as well, you guys are still here with me. I want to see who's still here with me. So we have Joe is still here, Sagar is still here, Saz is still here, Gina is still here, Becky Jane is still here, Liga still here, Amanda still here. Awesome, there's quite a lot of you here. So as you can see, retention even on this training, even though, how long have we been here, Des? Almost 2 hours, no? Almost. And you guys are still here. That is so impressive. Thank you so much. I really appreciate your trust in me and for sticking around. I really do. And a lot of the people had to leave, but they're going to be watching the webinar. So brain isn't quite fried yet. Fist bump to you, Becky. I'm glad. I don't like frying brains. So actually, no, I don't. So this stage we call setting the stage. It's the first stage, okay? And the whole goal of this is, sorry, to get 4 yeses, okay? To get 4 yeses. The 4 yeses are as follows. Am I, as the audience, in the right place? That's the first yes. This person, does he or she really understand me? But yes, actually, she really understands me. Does this person have the results I want? Okay. And this actually sounds worth my time. So how many of you, when you came in this specific training, answered these 4 yeses yourself? So don't say yes here, say fuck yes down below. If you actually said yes to these 4 things, these 4 yeses, okay, as you came in this training, in the first 15 minutes of this training, please put fuck yes in the comment down below. I want to see if I did my job right here with you. Ooh. Someone just sent me some money.
What a duck, yes.
We have Chantal, we have Matthew, we have Sagar, we have Becky, we have Joe. Come on, guys, who else? Liga, and also I don't want to travel with a tiny baby with everything that's going on, for sure. And that's why webinars are so powerful. You don't have to do actual face-to-faces, yet you can hit the masses, you know? With face-to-face, a lot of the time it's one-to-one, or like with maybe a Zoom call, maybe 1 to 50, 1 to 400. Webinars, I've had webinars where I've had 2,000 people in one webinar. Now, obviously, you'd have to pay for the larger audience in the sense of how many people are allowed on a webinar. I pay like, I think it's 697 per year, I think. I'm not sure. It's something like that, I pay. I use Webinar Jam. It's one of the most stable platforms. Before, back in the day when webinars were just out, I used to use GoToWebinar. Don't. Like, seriously, don't. Zoom now has a webinar element to it as well. You have to pay, I think, 400 euros for it. I'm not sure. But I've worked well with Webinar Jam. You don't have to download anything. You can, you don't have like to download the client, the plugin on your computer or on your devices. It works on Macs, on everything. So yes, it's pricey, but you know what? Once again, I always invest in what brings me return on investment. So that's how I do it. Fuck yes, fuck yes. I'm seeing a lot of fuck yeses. Fuck yes, but I already realized you're good at what you do. And I like, that's why I made sure. Okay. I appreciate you so much, Gina, but let's be realistic here. You came for the scallops, for the scallop edges, and for the vintage microwave. That's why you came. That's why you people came. Fuck yes, and fuck yes. I use Zoom Webinar. It works really well. I want to try it out, Matt. I'll be honest with you. Because I've seen it. I had a look at it recently. But like I said, so far, Webinar Jam works one day. And I have the functionality of doing evergreen webinars. And I'm going to talk about that a bit later, okay? I got Meetvio quite a while ago. But of course, I've never used it. Well, hopefully, at least you get to try it out now that you have a blueprint. I bought Groove Premium, where webinar included. Groove Premium, I've heard about it. I've never used it, to be honest. I don't know if it's good or not. But if you're using it, I'm assuming it's good. I might give it a go. I'm a math scientist. I like to experiment. Yes, my cover is blown. Sorry, I exposed you live. So I'm doing a group training program and was doing to use Zoom. But it got so glitchy at times, but you think webinar would be better? Listen, I cannot compare because I haven't used Zoom for a webinar. I've used Zoom for group coaching, but never for a webinar. Because most of my webinars, I offer products at the end, and Zoom on it of itself does not have the function to like bring offers. You know, you can put a link and stuff, yes, but Zoom Webinar, I believe, has that functionality, but I've never used it. So I'm not going to vouch for something I never used. That's me, sorry. But maybe someone else can. You know, I know Matthew says that he's used it. So I don't know. Webinar Jam never stuck for me. I mean, listen, every webinar platform has its glitches. Anyways, let's discuss this in the Q&A section, okay? Because I don't want to get hung on this. Okay, so it seems like I've done my job well. I got you to answer those 4 yeses in your head and on the chat because that was my goal, right? It didn't happen. It didn't just happen. It was engineered that way, okay? That's why I'm giving you this blueprint, guys. This, I'm giving to you for free, but this is worth, okay, if you have to implement it. It's not just a piece of paper. What I'm teaching you here is worth at least $997. I could actually sell this without feeling bad. I would sell this confidently, knowing that it is worth $997, okay? I shit you not. Anyways, enough said. Next is phase 2. The wow, not how training. Now, this one is very, very important. And I can tell you why it's very important, because a lot of people fuck up here. And that is why they don't keep people engaged in their training and they overwhelm them. This should be roughly around 45 minutes. Okay, the main goal here is that you need your audience to believe that they know you. And you do this by, 1, they have had their eyes opened. Okay, they know what, sorry, had something itching. They know what this would be possible for them. So they know that what you're teaching them is actually possible for them to implement, and that they can actually get results by implementing it. Okay, very, very important. And for you, this is the most important, that you are the right person to teach or do this. Okay, make sense? If you look here in your phase 2, something that I'm going to mention briefly, okay, because I can't, here are the steps. Here's what I got. Who are you? You might have noticed I've done this with you. Remember, I asked you who you are, what's your business about, what's your passion about. That's the who are you part. Okay, that's why I told you, very, very important, read in between the lines of what I'm doing here in this training, as opposed to what's in the blueprint and how they link with each other. Okay, the 4 wow, how, wow, not how points. You know what these are in this case? Let me show you. The 4 wow, not how points are these. These are the 4 wow. Why webinars are not dead. I'm actually handling an objection there where a lot of people think webinars are dead. And I'm giving you positive expectation that webinars can be profitable in your business. Make sense? Part 2, how to use webinars to build a loyal following and a massive email list for free. Guys, have I delivered so far on these 2? Part 3, how to make your product sound irresistible. That's coming. That's phase 3. Okay, but these are the wow, not how points. So let's move. Des, as beautiful as you are, Des, you're a bit in the way, so I'm going to move you. Okay, so that is the wow, not how. Now, you could do this by implementing different ways. We have what we call the Mythbuster, we have what we call a story time, and we have what we call the case study. Okay, the Mythbuster, for example, I just showed you. A lot of people think that webinars are dead because everyone, their aunt and their dog is using it. Okay, and people have become immune, saturated to webinars. So that was a Mythbuster. I just broke a myth right there. Story time. I can tell you a story, and I did, of when and how I used webinars myself in my own business to grow my list the size it is now, okay? The 156K, okay? Another one, the case study. I show, well, actually, I'm still gonna show you, but The email list is also a case study. How I generated that is a case study. But a deeper case study would be exactly how I did it, like a step-by-step sort of documentary of how I've done it. Make sense?
Yep.
So that's phase 2. Phase 3 is called the recap. The recap I haven't showed you yet, but I'm going to show you very soon. Now, another thing that we do after we go through these 3 points, okay, which is the Mythbuster, story time, the case study is the recap. And after the recap is how did I do, okay? Guess what? I've done it, didn't I? I've asked you, how has the training been so far? How did I do? Yeah? And I have this printed and laminated because I follow by this blueprint in almost everything I do, okay? I work with blueprints, I work by blueprints. They are very effective because they're very easy to like refer to. Okay, I did this, you know, so even if I'm stuck doing a presentation, all I have to do is like, okay. Yeah. So keep it handy, guys. It's very, very important. Now, next, phase 3. Let's sell something. This is where we actually build the sale, okay? Where we actually build the pitch. This normally takes around 20, around 20 minutes. And the main goals in here are, 1, to make your product sound irresistible, to have the perceived value being greater than the asking price, making it a no-brainer, and including some level of urgency and scarcity where the time is now. But it's very, very important that the urgency and scarcity we use is not fake. It is actually real, okay? That there is actually a limited number for people to be able to join this. Because why? Well, because I want to work privately in person with a limited and close, intimate number so that I can provide them the best possible value, okay? It is going to expire within the next 2 days because I would like to start the training within this slotted amount of time. So let's see. Or limited time, right? Yes, exactly. So that will be the scarcity and the urgency. I normally like using scarcity with amount of people and urgency with how soon, with the time, to give you an idea. I hope that answered your question, Stasi. Yes, so Gina says, do the 4 phases align with the 3 web pages? 4 web pages, I meant. So do the 4 phases align? So that one doesn't. Let me explain why. Because the 4 web pages is getting them into your webinar. Yeah. This blueprint, the 4 phases, is to actually build and deliver your webinar. So they complement each other, but the one is not part of the other. Okay. Oh yeah, I see Des just answered the question. Thanks, Des. Okay. Phase 4 is the rapid fire Q&A. Okay. This, unlike the others, should take as long as needed. The main purpose here is sales maximization. Okay. You want to get the people who are currently on the fence, off the fence to buy. Okay. And you want to eliminate any possible confusion that might exist in their head, because a confused mind does not buy. Okay. So a lot of people do not purchase something from you because of objections. Yeah. Now we want to make sure we handle as many objections as we possibly can before Q&A. Okay. But also take the opportunity of Q&A, not just to answer their questions, but to handle objections. Therefore, what do you think about offering exclusive bonuses during the webinar? Like if you buy before this webinar ends, you'll get bonus 1 and bonus 2. I'll answer that shortly, Stasia. Just in case I forget, Des or Stasia, please remind me later, okay? Because I'm actually going to get into that.
Yep.
Anyways, so phase 4, the Q&A, is not about answering every single question everyone is going to ask you. That's not the purpose of Q&A. One, like that the webinar will never end, which defeats the whole purpose, okay? Because you normally have a specified time. Secondly, what you need to make sure is that you don't answer a question that could possibly throw you off and kill the webinar. Because there will be some people who are going to ask you a question just for the purpose of being a hater, just for trolling, or because they have like a trick question that they're trying to like put you in this trap, because that question then leads to another question that you would have never seen coming, which like, what the, you know what I mean? So you have to be very, very careful on which questions you need to answer. And I can tell you more about that later. Okay, so does that make sense? Rapid fire Q&A, people ask you rapid questions, you give them rapid answers. You do not answer all the questions. You answer the questions that are specific to them needing to understand what maybe they missed of what your product and service entails, or an objection like, well, but I don't think this is for me because of time, or because I don't have enough money right now, because I need to ask my spouse. Well, is there a refund? Do you offer a guarantee? All these things, okay? Lots of people to undermine you with their questions. Exactly. And some of them, you'd be surprised. Oh my God, I have people in my webinar with fake accounts like Grant Cardone, like Russell Brunson, who else? Like Tony Robbins, like Dean Graziosi. I'm like, really? You came to my webinar? Then I had people like Jesus, like Hitler. And I'm like, these guys for real. Like, do you see them? Like, Hitler has asked a question, or Hitler has just joined. I'm like, holy moly. Anyways.
Damn it, I wish you would join my webinar.
I'm telling you, you can learn a lot from them. I mean, Hitler, okay, you can say what you say about the guy. I mean, okay, he was a tyrant, he was a dictator, but the guy knew how to public speak. He was a leader.
Oh, yeah.
He knew how to drive a crowd. Crazy, like literally, you know? Okay, his goal, anyways, I'm not gonna get into that. Topic for another time.
Well, Michelle, that is valid for everything, isn't it? Like your 5-day challenge can fail, your webinar can fail, everything can fail, but that's not a reason to not try. That's a reason to try.
And that's the whole thing. I mean, like I said, my first webinar wasn't a success, you know? Luckily, I still made money, but the point is, I had to tweak it so many different times until I managed to figure this out. I didn't have this when I started. I got this through my investments and through like all the different people I went through. I got this from this guy, this from this guy, this from this guy. You know what is a shame? I'm going to speak to you in the camera because I was reading the chat. You know what's a very, very, very sad almost, that there's not many women teaching stuff like this.
Mm-hmm.
Ladies, please step up.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when I organized my event for Malta last year, I wanted to give more opportunity to female speakers. Believe it or not, 60% of my speaker lineup was women. 60%, because I wanted to give more of a platform for women to share their message. That was one of them. You know, and I didn't just want to give an opportunity to anyone, to any average Josephine, I guess. I wanted obviously people who can deliver value, and that's why I chose this, you know? So ladies, please, I want you to learn this. I want you to master this. I want you to do your own webinar. So there's more ladies out there sharing their products and services and sharing their voice and their message. So let me go back, because sorry, I'm so passionate about this stuff that sometimes I go on a tangent. All right, so where were we? Yeah, so how to make your product sound irresistible, which is what we just went through. Phase 3 of the blueprint, okay? So phase 4, how to limit confusion and maximize sales, which is the Q&A part, phase 4 of the thing. Now, this is what we've covered so far, okay? We've covered how and why webinars are not dead and how to make this profitable webinar blueprint become the most profitable part of your business. How to use webinars to build a loyal following and build a massive email list for free. How to make a product sound irresistible and how to eliminate buyer confusion and maximize sales. Now, there's another part to part 4 that I'm going to be going in more detail now. I'm a bit tired. Sorry. How long have we been going for?
2 hours and 10 minutes.
Okay. We're still in good shape. We're still in good shape. Let me ask you a question. Has your time on this training been well spent so far? Considering you spent 0 money to be on this training. You got a webinar blueprint that is worth $997, okay? And hopefully, I'm really hoping that at least you got one breakthrough, at least one. Something that you can take from this training so far. We're not done yet, but so far that you can actually implement in your business today by using this and the training I gave you so far. If yes, please tell me hell yes in the section below. Well, even before I said it, I'm already saying, yes, it has been. Louis Doe. It's kind of, Des has always been fun. It's kind of maybe possibly okay. I love you so much. So, yeah, training is epic, Louis. Cheers. Awesome. Michelle, you're already 3 steps ahead of this with this training. So true. Such a good idea that I won't do. I need to carry out. They're not failures, the stepping stones to getting it right. Absolutely. Only lessons learned. Only lessons learned, Becky. You sold gold. Thank you, Gina. I don't know what objections would be because I've been in their shoes. Yes, those are very powerful. But also take some ideas on the objections I presented myself in those people who wouldn't think webinar a good idea. You got some ideas there too. Awesome, guys. Thank you so much. I appreciate this. I really do. And I'm going to move on. So, let me ask you another question. And this reminds me of my son, by the way. And probably a lot of you parents in the house might relate as well. There are 3 things you need to be successful, okay? 3 things that you need to be successful, at least in my opinion. This is from my experience. You need to have detailed yet simplified training. Okay, I'm hoping you get that. You got that out of this. Okay, you need support, coaching, and accountability. Okay, unfortunately, I can't offer you that at this particular point in time. But maybe if you guys are open for it, if you guys show any interest in me, perhaps building something around your needs for this specific reason, which is webinars, creating your webinars, helping you launch your webinars, driving traffic to your webinars. If this is something of interest to you, please put a 1 in the comment section below. I'm not going to sell you that. I'm telling you, it's not something I'm selling you now here. I'm not. I'm doing some market research. I want to know if this is something that actually would genuinely benefit you and would be of interest of you guys. If yes, I want you to put 1 in the comment section below, okay? Whoa, wow, that's a lot of ones. Joe, Michelle, Becky, Matthew, Sagar, Daniel, Gina, Hansa. Oh, Hansa's in the house. Hi, Hansa, I didn't notice you here. Liga. Wow, guys, this is amazing feedback. Thank you so much. I'll definitely consider doing something, since apparently it's something you guys think it will be of benefit. Awesome. And 3, the third thing that you need to be successful, shortcuts. But not gimmicks, not loopholes, shortcuts. There are shortcuts to success. It doesn't mean you don't work hard, but it does mean you work smart. Okay? You can work hard and work smart, and when you work smart, you leverage. This is one of those shortcuts. It is. Okay? This is what I have personally invested over 50K to learn and implement and test and tweak. Okay? And I gave you this for free. This is worth $997. I gave you that shortcut. Now, no worries, Hansa, that's absolutely fine. What if I can give you something else? What I can deliver to you another shortcut that will definitely help you make this a reality. Actually get to implement this. I'm not just looking at it and say like, but this is too hard for me. I mean, it makes sense, yes, it clicks, but how am I actually going to do it? What if I can give you something I prepared before this webinar? Okay? This is something I prepared last week for you. Let me see what's the only shortcuts in life come from being coachable and listening to advice. Absolutely. Absolutely. Suspense music. Do we have a drum roll? Let me find the drum roll here. What if I could give you something that is going to drastically shortcut your success and turn you into an expert presenter? I am including something for you. Okay, my done for you slide deck. Now, this is what I'm going to ask you. Okay. Actually, let me see, I think. Yes, sorry. Some of the slides have been jumbled a bit. So this done for you slide deck is actually valued $597. Okay. And this is not some made up value. If I decide to sell this, this is how I'm going to sell it. I'm actually going to sell it $597. And I'm not going to give you some long pitch. Okay. But this is what I want you to understand. This is a paint by number webinar presentation template, okay, where you can fill in the blanks with whatever fits in your business, okay? Eliminates the guesswork, okay? So you don't have to understand, okay, but where do I need to put this part, and where I need to put this part, and where do I need to put this part? Where does this fall into place, okay? It's fill in the blanks. You can put what applies for your business, for your product, for your service, okay? What to say and when to say it. I have them in both PowerPoint and Keynote versions, okay? Right now, available, I only have the PowerPoint. I'm gonna build the Keynote version. First of all, how many here use PowerPoint? Please put a 2. If you use PowerPoint, please put a 2 down below. If you use Keynote, please put 3 in the comment section down below. If you use Keynote, 3. Ah, you found it. Amazing. So a lot of you have put 2. Hansa put 2 and 3. Matthew put 2 and 3. Okay. So we could use both technically. So that's good. Anyone here only uses Keynote, only uses 3? Because although I'll do it anyway, but I won't have that pressure to do it quickly anyway. I prefer 3. Okay, fair enough, Matthew. That's fine.
I
No.
use Canva too.
Matthew, normally, I'll be honest, I would normally say, fuck you. I'm not going to bother with just one person. But since it's you and you're super awesome badass, because I love your videos, I really do, especially with testimonials. Even if it's just you, I'll do it. That's fine. Don't worry about me, buddy. Ah, that's nice. All right, so now I can go back since I skipped this. So I told you, unfortunately, I juggled. So this is the reason I do this, okay? I jumbled that as well. That should have been. Luckily, you're done for your slides. This is actually going to be correct, okay? This slide I prepared just for this presentation. So was it all this word to you? Okay, it does make sense. Sorry, my second language English kicked in here, and at first this didn't make sense. But yes, was it? It's still not making sense.
It is making sense. What is all this worth to you?
But it's still not clicking for me. Unbelievable. I'm probably tired. That's what. What is all? What if? Fuck it. I'm skipping the slide. So, if all you had to pay today, okay, it was $597 for this done for your slides and for this training that you just got, including the repay you're gonna get. If you had to pay $597, would you say this would have been worth it for you? Okay, because that makes sense to me. This is not. I don't know. Liga is laughing, anchoring the price to a higher number. That does, but is epic too. Don't worry about. Yeah, okay, that I've read. Okay, good. So please tell me if you think this is worth it. Just say worth it. If you think all of this, the webinar blueprint, the training I just gave you today, and the done for you slide deck, do you think if you actually paid $597, it would have been worth it? So worth 1,000 says Des, worth it says Becky. Gina says worth it. Becky tenfold, thank you. Yep, having a toolkit means you don't need to piss about trying to figure out. Absolutely. So Matthew, tell me, how much you think it would have been worth it for? I'm gonna say what Des normally says. How much would you have paid for this so far? Okay, the blueprint, the training, and the done for you slide deck. Give me a price. I want a price, please. Don't be shy. Throw any number. Put it in there. This says 997. Go on. Next. Come on. I won't move to the next slide until you do. Give me a price. It's fine. It's a safe zone.
And then whatever price you give, you'll be forced to pay it.
Oh, you know what, Des? I'm going to give another bonus as well.
Ooh. Wait.
I forgot to do the band live, the live band and snap. But how the hell am I going to do it? The camera is not going to reach. It won't show my full body.
They do a pre-recorded video of the bend and snap and then...
You have my pre-recorded video, no? Because I shared it with you.
Oh, yes, that is true.
With the creepy look, yeah. You can do that. So, wow, that's insanely early, Gina. This is 4:50 a.m. and I can't add up. Well, I really appreciate you. I really appreciate you being up at this time, Gina, for this. I really do. I'm gonna say 997 from Matt as well, just for fun. I have not seen this, therefore, never happened. I have not seen this.
Huh?
I'm confused, Becky. Oh, the band and snap, of course. Yes. No, it's making sense. Gina, you are dedicated. Absolutely. So guys, I've only seen 2 prices. I'm not convinced you won this. I've only seen Des and Matt say putting a price in here. You already said your price, Des. No, don't be cheap. Thank you, Michelle. Take it or leave it. Hansa. Wow, that's out of numerology going on in there. 1 euros. Joe Sinclair 997 as well.
I would sell this I would sell this on a webinar for 997.
I wouldn't, as I have no experience, but maybe over 1K. Awesome. All right, guys. So thank you. I really appreciate all your comments. But you won't pay 597, as you already know, and you won't even pay 197. We can go for 666 for fun. So 197. I'm giving you something here. I'm giving you an example of what you can do. Okay. So before you see this, oh, I need to go back, not forward. I'm giving you an example of how you can start implementing. Remember, I told you how you can maximize your sale and pitch. This one, phase 4. This is phase 3, what we're doing right now. This is the price slash and link drop. Okay, guys, you have it in your phase 3 here. The price slash and link drop. I'm doing this to also teach you because I'm going to tell you something else very soon that will all make sense. Okay, so if all did this for you, insert a desired benefit or outcome, okay, would it be worth 197? If all this did for you was insert benefit, would this be worth? Okay, insert like 3-4 benefits. All right, same thing. Can you see the full thing, or I'm covering it with the chat? Yep, okay, awesome. Brilliant pitch. I implement this exact wording into my sales pages. All right, so is this making sense, guys? This is called stacking and doing the price slash. In this case, I'm not doing a stack because, to be honest, I'm not really selling much at this point. I'm just selling the done for you deck slide, which is invaluable, but it's one product. And I've already stacked it with a lot of free value just because you are Des's guys, okay? I gave you this for free. I gave you this training for free. This I wouldn't normally give free as a lead magnet. Forget it. It's too valuable. I've put too much work for it to put this as a lead magnet. This training has been going on for 2.5 hours, and I would normally charge for this kind of training. There's no way I would give it for free. Okay? But you are Des's guys, and I'm giving you some behind the scenes as well. Okay? Would it be worth it? Would it be worth it? Would it be worth it? And insert desire and benefit, okay? Their desired outcome and what benefit they're gonna get. Next. The typical, I want you to be next. I want you to be my success story, next success story. Here, after this, I would normally put testimonials, okay? So, where it says, in phase 3, once again, we're still in phase 3 here, okay? Where it says the price slash, then the guarantee, I would normally put a price guarantee here, and I would normally put some fast action bonuses, which is the stack for people who want to take it in fast, okay? And I want you, which is this one that you're seeing, okay? Then what they're still saying. This part, this is testimonials. This is where you put testimonials in here. You have it in a couple of places. We have in what they said, testimonial if applicable, and we have what they're still saying. Okay, since I've never done this actual slide deck and I'm offering for the first time here on this call, I don't have testimonials, so I'm not going to put testimonials. And I'm also showing you normally how I would do it. So, actually not normally how I would do it, how I how you're gonna see it in this deck slide. This is how you're gonna see it in the done for you deck slide. How you actually gonna see it implemented here is here. This is how it would apply here. Okay? So if all this did for you was build your email list for free with a webinar, would it be worth it? If all this did for you was allow you to take your family away on a dream vacation, would it be worth for you? If all this did for you was take care of your monthly outgoings and bills, etc., would it be worth it? Okay? This is an example of how I would use it for teaching someone webinars. Okay? So I'm giving you an example here. You'll have access to the replay, so then you can screenshot all these. Okay? So this came before, blah, blah, blah. All right. So this is what you normally do. Okay? Put an image of your logo or your product. Maybe you have like a nice stack or something, like you might have seen them product launches before, like sort of with DVDs and like with these DVD cases and all that stuff. Or you have like your book or my blueprint fail. And that's why you should laminate it, guys. This will last a lifetime. And if it gets dirty, I just wipe it. Whatever you have, and this will be a link for them to join you. Okay? Now, you wouldn't believe what I'm doing here. That is the actual price I'm giving you the done for you slide for. The done for you deck, all my slides, and now I'm going to show it to you, okay? I'm going to show you what they actually look like. The done for you slides I prepared specifically for you, okay? They are only from here, only from this webinar, and the replay, of course, okay? I'm going to give them to you. Wait for it. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? The price reveal, there it is. Drop link, there it is. And the walkthrough. The walkthrough is I'm going to show you the slides, okay? I told you I'm going to show you the done for you slides. That is here. The walkthrough, the last one, okay? So, before I go and move any further, I'm going to read your comments. So, Joe Sinclair, so sorry I have to leave. I don't blame you guys. It's been a long webinar, one of the longest I've ever done. You're teaching more than how to build webinars. For sure. Thank you for saying that, Gina. This answers your question about the link drop line, Liga. Yeah. I need to implement that on my sales page. For sure, Sarah. Guys, get in this now. I don't get affiliate fee. No, as a matter of fact, I haven't even created a link yet for this. This is how fresh this is. Okay? I haven't even done one yet. I mean, done for your slides already. I mean, I don't even have a link for it yet. That's how fresh it is. No, are you kidding me? Yes, please. Yes, please. Okay, guys. So this is what I'm going to do for you. Okay? I'm going to send you. Like I said, this is fresh. I'm going to drop my PayPal link. Okay? You just send me $30. Okay? For this. And if you're watching this replay, okay, I'm going to leave this offer apply. Okay? What's the day, Des?
What?
What's the day?
It's the 27th of July, 2020.
27th of July. Because I always lose track on what day it is when you work from home. It happens. Oh, it's a Monday. All right. So today is Monday, the 27th of July. I'm going to leave this offer available. Listen, it's not like you need a payment plan or like it's going to break your bank. I think everyone here should have $30 and including in the replay. But just for the benefit of the doubt, let's say I'm giving you till the end of the month. Just so make sure everyone is super comfortable, okay? So end of the month is the 31st, okay? This offer will be valid till Friday, the 31st of July, okay? Friday, the 31st of July, till midnight. And since we have some Americans in the house, EST, okay? Midnight EST. Does that sound fair or what? But obviously, guys, if you have 30 bucks now, I mean, no brainer.
Mm-hmm.
What? Yep, definitely take all 4 stages? Wait, Gina, I'm confused. Where is the all 4 stages?
I think he's asking if the slides cover like
Yes, the whole thing.
yeah.
The whole thing. This is the blueprint that shows you what you need to do when, okay, that you can refer to while populating the slides and while giving the presentation. But the done for you slide, I'm going to show them to you soon. The done for you slides, those are something else. Now, guys, I'm just going to give you a quick run through of the slides. It's a no-brainer. It's only 30 bucks. I love you. I trust you. I know you guys are action takers. You're not sitter backers, since you love it so much. And that you're not going to cheat me on this, okay? I literally, this is what I'm going to tell you now, okay? And this is why this slide should have come after this. Let me show you. This slide, look. This. The reason I do this should have come after, okay? The reason I do this is not because your 30 bucks are going to make me filthy rich. I mean, I'm sure you understand this. At any level of consciousness, I'm sure you understand that your 30 bucks is not going to make rich, okay? But I do believe, I truly, truly believe, deep in my heart of hearts, okay? My soul of souls, whatever you believe in, that with everything you have today, this training and the replay, and the done for you slide deck, is literally going to change your business. And all you've spent is $30. Any questions? Have I lost it? Possibly, yes. Yes, almost 3 hours, exactly. I'm going to try using NeedView now, but won't actually, because I'm hopeless with tech, but Shush will help. Absolutely, Gina. I mean, Des has an amazing team. You know, she's the only agency I recommend outside the one I literally forged myself with my own 2 hands. Okay, although I don't own it, and yes, selfishly I can say I still have shares. I'm a silent partner, but still, I know those guys. I trust them with anything. You know, they built my website for the event I was hosting in Malta. You know, they saw the website. It was very beautiful, and very fast and responsive. So, drop the link. I'm gonna do it now. No kidding, literally. I'm literally gonna open my PayPal and I'm gonna drop you a link now, because I don't even have it yet. That's how fresh this is. You get how fresh this is, yeah?
You can just do a paypal.me/30USD, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do.
That's how I promoted every single one of my 8 masterclasses, guys. Not a single sales page, just PayPal me links.
Yep, it works. Especially if you need something fast and it's a bit low ticket as well, you know?
That's how you get started.
Because PayPal sometimes can freeze your funds. So with high ticket, I don't like to do it. Because the worst I've had frozen was 60K for 9 months. I wasn't too happy.
Do not accept large transactions via PayPal. If somebody starts a chargeback case against you, you will lose that money.
Yes. And they lock they block your account until they put you on their fraud investigation, and it's a nightmare. It is a nightmare.
Mm-hmm.
I've been through it. Very painful.
Open a TransferWise account, guys.
Mm-hmm. Actually, how many of you guys have Revolut?
Or Revolut. Revolut is, but
I love Revolut.
I think they just got started in the States, so not everybody.
Yeah, last month. It's been a while now.
Yeah.
Okay, I just done that. So for now, I'm gonna stop sharing my screen for a second. You see my face instead. Guys, in the meantime, I really hope that you really. Oh, look at Becky jeans. Oh, how cute. I just saw them. Yeah, as a parent, I'm a bit of a freak myself when it comes to cuteness. Paper. Guys, in the meantime, do you have any questions?
Oh, actually, I have 3 saved questions from them.
Awesome. Run them through me while I open my paper.
Actually, maybe 2, because Liga's question got answered. So I think it was Joe who asked, do you create a particular type of funnel to convert the ones who didn't buy? I'm guessing you send them like a follow-up sequence.
Yes, that's what the replay is for. So yes, there is a replay sequence recorded. What I like to do, okay, wait a second. Yeah, so what you end up doing is you build a follow-up sequence that as soon as the webinar is over, it sends them, it depends how long the webinars are as well, because if it's a very long webinar, most likely the people left the webinar because it was too long.
Yeah.
And maybe they won't stick to the replay either. So there's 2 ways of doing it. You can either have a replay sequence or an encore sequence. What an encore means is instead of having the replay of the webinar, you do another webinar, but you tell them, guys, I appreciate some of you couldn't make it for the other one, or maybe I had some technical difficulties. Maybe you actually had some technical difficulties, you know. It happened to me a couple of times. I mean, it almost happened to me today. That I almost couldn't make it for this webinar, you know. So what I would suggest in this case, let me just drop you the link in the meeting, because I know some of you are really eager to get this. Okay, so that's my PayPal.me. Feel free to send it away, and I'm gonna run you through the thing quickly as well. Allow me some time so I can send it to you. By the end of the day, you'll have it. I mean, it's ready. It's just I want to make sure I send you the correct one, because I have like 2 different versions. One is the one I just did now for you. One is a done for you, which is what you're gonna get. And the other one is a done for you that I was preparing for someone else, for another audience, that I'm gonna actually be selling separately at a much higher cost, $597. So you guys are very lucky. So let me show you something. We are talking about replay sequence, yes? So replay and encore. Replay, you just send them like what Des and I are gonna do here, okay? We're gonna be sending you the replay of this. Encore, if you had technical difficulties, sometimes some marketers do it as a gimmick as well. They say like, listen guys, we're not actually gonna be having a replay. And even though they recorded it and they have it, they say we're not gonna have a replay. I know some dodgy marketers do it, I don't like it at all. And what they say is like, but because of such high demand, and we decided we're gonna do an encore. You know, some people do that. I'm not a fan. What I am a fan of, though, is preparing an evergreen webinar, okay? And that is Also how we can go further on maximizing sale, point 4, how you can scale your business even more. That is actually, yeah, let me see. I'm going to show you this now. This is a bonus, okay? This is a bonus training I'm going to give you now, aside from those 4, which hopefully you're going to love me for. It's short. It's not going to take much time. So let me share my screen again. You have my link. Share screen. And there you go. You should be able to see my screen. Let me know if you do.
Yep.
Okay, what if I could help you right now? Put your webinars on complete autopilot. Yes, it's possible. And simultaneously run thousands of webinars a month. Is that something that would interest you? Because, guys, this is what's possible. This is what's very, very, very possible. And yes, please make sure your brains stay where they are. I don't want any laundry fees or dry cleaning fees. So this is how you can completely automate your webinar process, okay? And help you scale your business from 5 to 6 to 7 figures. And this has worked for me and made me scale into the millions. Check this out. So let's say you run a webinar once a week, okay? You run a webinar once a week. You just put 100 leads for a webinar every week, and you're making this much sales, okay? You're making 300, okay? I suggest when you start off, you just do 1 webinar a week, okay? If you want to make this much income, if you want to make 1.2K per month, okay? Just do this once a week. Now, 100 leads is not much. Okay, with paid advertising, you can scale much more than this. But if you wanted to do 1.2K a month, this is all you have to do. You do a webinar a month. Now, for me, this would be peanuts. And I'm not saying that to boast. I mean, if I did this, I would go broke because my expenses are much higher than this, okay, on a monthly basis. So what if we do 2 webinars a month? Sorry, 2 webinars. Sorry, I'm tired. So what if we had to do 2 webinars a week, okay, as in 2 days, okay, every week for a month? You just doubled your income, yeah? We're putting 200 leads in, we're making double the income, and we obviously increased the revenue. Now, okay, it's like, okay, great, that sounds good. Okay, now you could also keep on scaling and do this, right? What if you do this? You run 5 webinars a week, 4 weeks in this case, okay? And there you go, you just made 6K a month. Now you might say like, well, that's a nice amount. Yeah, it is a nice amount. But that's also the best way to burn out. And I do not recommend this at all. However, what I would recommend is being able to run literally hundreds a month, as in hundreds of webinars a month, okay? Have higher conversion rates on these webinars. So not only won't they be affected, actually you're gonna have higher conversion rates on these webinars, and these webinars will be catered for every country, every time zone, every hour of the day. What if the conversion rates actually improved on automated webinars? Does that sound good? Here we go. This is what we do. Okay? We have our traffic here. We send it to a webinar which is an ever webinar, okay, which is pre-recorded. We let our customers, our audience choose when they want to do it. Okay, they go through it in their own time, at their own leisure. Okay, more people show up, they are less distracted because they've allocated their time. Okay, equals higher conversions, equals more sales, equals you not actually having to do the webinar every time. Does that make sense? So this is how you can actually do hundreds of webinars, okay, in 1 month, and you're just doing one webinar, okay? You can hit any country in the world, okay? And this is an example of what you're looking at, of how I was able to scale my business from what you're seeing below to what you're seeing above by implementing evergreen webinars. So don't take these lightly, because these are very, very important, okay? This will buy you time freedom and lifestyle money, okay? These will buy you those, if you wanted to leave, I don't know, go on a world cruise for a month, this will let you do that. If you want to buy that new apartment or a bigger house, this will let you do that. Okay, guys? Make sense? So I've showed you that. That was like a bonus training that I wanted to show you earlier. I'm gonna stop sharing my screen for a second because I want to tell you. Oh, screen sharing has stopped as the shared window was closed. Apparently that does it automatically. Good job, Zoom. And I'm gonna show you the done for you slide deck so that you're seeing what you're actually buying.
Some people already bought it without knowing.
That's because you're action takers and not setup backers. So what was another question besides the replay and the this?
What? Sorry, I was reading the comments.
That's right. The replay funnel that you mentioned, I think I answered that question now with what I just explained.
Oh yeah, there was another one. Oh well, it was the one about the bonuses, but you kind of answered that too, I guess, because you did offer bonuses. Then we have the last one. But I think you answered that too, because she was asking if you drop a link in the chat. But actually, with Webinar Jam, you don't drop a link. Doesn't it have like a functionality where they can click? Right? Yeah.
You can drop a link as well, but no, they actually have an offer that pops up, like almost like a full-blown sales page, almost. And that's one of the reasons I love it as well.
Those are all the questions I had saved.
All right, awesome. So in that case, I can just show you. This. Let me just share this.
They're asking they can implement this for a physical business or it just works for online businesses.
Yes, as long as you don't sell orange juice or wooden spoons. Yeah, you can. I mean, you can sell. You could sell a property like this.
Mm.
I mean, that's very high ticket.
Mm.
I mean, you can actually get physical products. Mainly, what I would say I've seen it being used mostly is MLM. Because normally they're a bit lower pricing, you know, like I'm not going to mention names here, but you know, all these Biz potions. But MLM a lot, yes, I've seen being used. Do you have a specific case scenario that you're inquiring about?
Yeah, Daniel was asking. He runs the business from Paris.
Oh, Daniel. Okay, yeah. Well, I know his business model, because we spoke. So for his physical thing, I wouldn't, Daniel. Not for not for taking people around.
Unless he chooses to like franchise it or something.
Yeah, that's a different story then. If you're gonna franchise it, you're gonna go and scale.
Yeah.
That is more to like possible potential partners, then yes. But not to get more customers. You know what I mean? You're not gonna attract your ideal client by putting a webinar. For something like that, a YouTube ad I would use for something like that. You know?
Good, yeah.
Something I had mentioned to some of your BBS members last time. Not many people know this, but if you use YouTube ads, the first 30 seconds are free of the ad. If the 30 seconds elapse or they click on, if they click on your link, okay, before the 30 seconds pass, you have a free lead. If they click skip ad before the 30 seconds pass, well, you don't have a free lead, but at least you had a free impression, someone saw it, and you didn't have to pay for it. So I love YouTube ads because of two reasons. One, they're way cheaper than Facebook ads. Two, people who go on YouTube go with an intent of looking for something. Okay, so unlike Facebook, you know, they're browsing and they're looking for some instant gratification, and they're looking for what their neighbor has been doing and whose birthday it is and who's dating who and all that crap. While YouTube, you normally go for how-tos, right? You type, okay, how do I make money online? Okay, how do I find the best restaurants, or what are the best sites to go to in Paris, you know? So you could target people who are looking at searching for a specific keyword, in your case, in Paris, Danail, and you can do that. So that would be my suggestion for you, not webinars. I'm going to say it as it is. So,
unless he chooses to do a different
partnership.
Online business, maybe.
Yes, yes, of course. I'm talking specifically for what he's doing, obviously, like right now. But once again, if you wanted to go into a franchise and looking for possible partners to join in or stakeholders, then yeah, absolutely, a webinar would be great, man, for sure.
Hey, with the pre-recorded webinars that you run with the Evergreen Funnel, I've always wondered that because I've never attended a pre-recorded one. Do they know it's pre-recorded the way you run it because they assume there's going to be interaction, right?
There's two ways of doing it. There's one where you actually tell them this is pre-recorded, and there is one where you tell them it's, well, not where you tell them it's live, but sort of they get the impression it's live. And the reason is this, because when you've done it the first time originally, it was live. And you get the comments of the people who commented during that live, and you actually interacting with the people when it was live, okay? So what you can do, and this is personally what I do, is the training is going to be the same pretty much. You know, the kind of value that you're going to deliver is going to be the same from one webinar to the next. The only difference would be mainly in the Q&A. So what you can do is this. You can do the ever webinar and say it's live. And then you just answer the questions in the Q&A live there and then. Does that make sense, or I'm confusing it? So the ever webinar is recorded from a live. And people can see the live comments that came in the original live webinar, okay? But you can also log in the recorded webinar and answer to the Q&A section in the recorded webinar, as if you were actually live there, because you technically are live there. You are there, you're answering the questions there and then. that's an option, just to make it feel a bit more, if you really want to over-deliver, if that makes sense, okay? You don't have to do it for, it depends how often you're going to do the recorded webinars. Now, is my screen being shared yet or not?
No.
That's weird. Let me try again.
Everybody wants a ride on Danny's tuk-tuk.
It's awesome. I already told him, like, when I'm next time I fly to Paris, I'll definitely join.
Hell yeah. It's so cool. Better than the ones in Thailand anyway.
And he knows Paris very well as well, so it makes sense. You know, he would take me to the best places and where I should go, where I shouldn't go. It's weird how it's not sharing the screen this time.
Let me make you a co-host, maybe. There you go. Though it shouldn't matter. Oh, wait, now it's working.
Okay, awesome. Cool stuff. All right, so this is a bit of a quick browse through so that you see what you're gonna get. Okay, a bit of an intro. You can put whatever here, how to do super awesome thing that you've been wanting to do without any of the pain points. So you see what I mean by fill in the blanks? See how it applies to you, but the structure is there, and I'm giving you everything you need to literally build it for your own business.
This is awesome.
Okay, it took me, I think, 6 hours to do this.
You know what's interesting? You can literally take this whole slide deck and build a sales page out of it.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I said with the blueprint as well. Between the blueprint and this, you can use it for literally speaking gigs to share your message on stage. For VSLs, I've used it, I'm telling you, for all kinds of stuff. It's the first time I actually do this now in a way that it can be applied to others, because obviously my one would be like ready for you to apply for me. But now I'm making it available for you guys just for $30. I mean, I don't know what else I can offer today. But guys, I really appreciate your feedback about what I said before. If you would be interested in like a more in-depth training, either like a live training or perhaps a paid course, I'll see. It's still in my head. It's an idea at this point, you know. But I know there was a lot here, and I appreciate not everyone can just do this without accountability, without coaching. I do appreciate that. So since you express your interest, I'll definitely think of doing something. So I'm gonna stop sharing my screen so you can see my Glamag again, and we can pretty much call it a day unless anyone else has any more questions. Questions?
Is their script too? I mean, pretty much you follow the slides and that's your script, isn't it?
Yeah, the slide is your script.
Because some people sell webinar scripts, but the problem with that is then you have to go and create the slides, and that actually takes a lot of time, more time than you think, because you have to also like, of course,
I do have.
you're gonna brand it
for this.
Yeah.
Sorry, what I do have is email scripts, the follow-up email sequence that I could perhaps make it available in future when I launch this course. We'll see. And what I could also offer, guys, this thing out of behind the scenes here, this is really good. What I could also offer is video scripts for ads, like how you can voice your message in a video ad, and how you can write your copy in ads that lead them to the webinar. That I could possibly do. Yeah. That's very possible. That's very good. But for now, this is what you get.
Got you. Sorry, I'm yelling at my cat.
In Bulgarian. Okay, try to look for him on PayPal. Are you guys having issues with payment or? Can I get your email, Lewis, please? The PayPal link is failing on my phone and laptop. Oh, okay.
So
Let me tell you what, guys.
that's Chantal and Hansa.
Yeah. Anyone else have issues besides Chantal and Hansa?
I don't think so. No.
Oh. Let me check my paper.
It worked for the others, and I tested it. So,
You've tested it. Oh, okay.
oh, Hansa said she was eventually able to do it, so it's just Chantal.
Ah, okay. Good.
And Sagar is asking where they're gonna get the slides. Is it on email?
No, actually, I have. You're gonna get them on Facebook Messenger. You're gonna get some nifty. Listen, guys. I you know what I teach? I teach email marketing. Okay. This is what I teach. I send emails. This is a cool shirt. Let's see if you can actually read it, guys. Let's see. Can you read it? I'm trying.
Oh my god, that is awesome. Complaints as if.
There you go. So it wouldn't make sense that I'm telling you how to build a list and then I don't build a list with you. Yeah. So I'm going to send you, in this case, it's something I'll teach you as well. Well, actually, you have some really great people who teach it. I mean, who do you have? I know that, well, right now she's in hospital though, isn't she? Emma, chatbots. What I'm going to do is I'm going to send you a link to a chatbot, and what that does is it will put you in my follow-up sequence, okay? But then what I've done is I've integrated my email responder with my chatbot, so anyone who goes into my chatbot list also goes in my email list. Once again, I'm giving you some behind the scenes because I want you guys to learn and, you know. So I will those who paid, I will be sending you the link to the chatbot. Okay, any more questions? I just pasted the link into the browser and took me straight into PayPal to Lewis. Oh wait, I think you use not the one that they sent, right? -30. You send, I think, just the PayPal one. It just sends PayPal.
Yeah, they tried both. She tried both, Chantal.
And both didn't work.
Apparently, but they work for the rest. I think it's something on her side. Possibly.
Oh, weird. Anyways, guys, unless there's anything else I can answer for you, those of you who have issues, oh yeah, you could possibly then.
Oh, they want to know about when you're launching your membership site.
My membership site is work in progress. I have a lot of things done, thanks to our lovely Des, but there are some things that I still kind of need to iron out at this point. So I'm looking at probably November at this point.
Mm.
Because I have other projects going on as well. But recurring revenue is so important. It's definitely not something I'm going to put in the back burner. Something I'm actively working on, but I'm also very busy on other things. So with having 2 kids and taking care of my mother as well, it's not easy.
Well, your webinars generate a fuck ton of money, so you can postpone it, but there's lots of people who should not be postponing recurring income.
Recurring income is not my main source of income, but it's a very, very important source of income that I want to incorporate as one of my multiple income streams. But yeah, right now, obviously, if I do one webinar, I get more money than, you know, sending some people to my membership site, because the membership site for now is going to be low ticket, while most of the things I sell on my webinars are high ticket. So,
well, the annual one will be high ticket.
Yes, for sure. And I definitely will have a founding member, but definitely not going to have a lifetime. I'm going to take your advice on that.
We'll let you know when he launches the founding member.
Will do, guys. Well, I'll let you know as well in the messenger bot once you join in.
for sure.
So I gave you my email address, Liga. I have most of you on Facebook, no? If not, add me on Facebook.
Yeah. If you cannot send him the money, just message him, and you guys.
Yeah, just message me on Facebook and we'll sort something out. Don't worry about it. Thank you. I will write for presentation slides. Thanks. Yes, that's fine, Liga. Absolutely.
Guys, if you liked this training, which give Louis a shout out on Facebook and tag him and like just a little testimonial. And those of you who want to take it a step further, you can record a quick video testimonial for him.
I would really appreciate that. That would be very helpful and very nice of you all. And thank you for coming up with that, guys. Darien, Hansa. Managed to pay, yay.
Yay!
Awesome. Good news.
Awesome. Okay, so we're all good then. Louis, thank you so much for spending the last 7.5 hours with us. We really appreciate it. I do. You've almost convinced me. I haven't been convinced in many years to do webinars, and now I'm almost convinced. So that's big. For real. Guys, don't forget to give him a shout out. Just do it now. Just do it. It takes a second. Just do it after we end the call. Give him a shout out on Facebook and tag him so people can follow him. Because, you know, people come here, spend their time for free for us. So I think it's the least we can do.
Thanks.
We're good people and we're very, very kind. Except me.
Don't be strangers. Connect on Facebook as well.
Yes, keep in touch with Louis. Thank you, Louis. You're awesome.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me, Des. Thank you all for spending all this time with me. I really appreciate it. See you.
Bye, everybody.